Where the hell is that?
It's Tuesday. It's time to introduce you to our pet pal of the week. This week's pet pal is Nala, the New Hamburg County Society Foster Array of
Hello out there. What's up, Mary? What's up there, bud? Making stupid people famous. Got us a stream yard. There it is. Looking for my phone holder, so I don't have to hold it. Trying to make me some tea. Got back from the grocery store, but me and freaking are having a little dispute. You come in. But, trying to catch the hang of this live stream. Let's see here. Already. There's the link. What's up, bud? Shut up and take a shot, weird. Yeah, I need to change that because I ain't gonna be taking no shots tonight. But there's the link. Waiting on pop your little butt up here. I appreciate you coming in there and make stupid people for me. Gotta get your name so I ain't gotta call you make stupid people famous. Yeah, we got us a little flat earth debate. And freaking thought he was sending me a hat. All right, cool, Pat. I can't right now shopping. I just got back from shopping, but that's cool. I can entertain everybody for a little bit. I got to remember to keep looking. I'm actually making me some tea right now over here. Let me secure my phone to this here doohickey. Popping off. Stand her up. There we go. Yeah, I'm cooking up tea. Ran out of water, so I ain't had no tea all day. It's flat, but not round. Just on four corners. Yeah, see old freaking he's sent me a video of a flat earther showing the contrast between the maps that they give us that are supposed to be like the maps of the world, but it's a flat map, not a globe. It seems a little throwed off. He thinks it's somebody debunking flat earth when it's actually the opposite. It's proven flat earth because he's talking about the distance from New Zealand to, I think it's Buenos Aires, South America. And the guy went in, checked a couple of flights, and he said, all right, here's the flight path. He had to go from Auckland, New Zealand to LaGuardia, which I'm pretty sure that's California. You go to California, then you go from California to New York, and then from New York down to Buenos Aires, which is a big old horseshoe, right? But on a flat map, you know, the one that the UN represents and all these other organizations around the world that they put up on the wall, their map, the flat map, the one that actually has the right sizes of the continents and stuff, it's almost a straight line. It goes boop, 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 and then turns a little bit. you know, but he's thinking he's, you know, it's like a gotcha moment for him. I actually thought he was coming around because he can sent me a flat earth map and flat earth testimony, but he's so wrong, he don't get it. Cause, and what it showed me is he's not looking at it objectively. He's going in there with a biased opinion. You see, he thinks I'm biased. I'm not biased, you know. I actually believe the same shit everybody else believes. Because when I was in school, right, I quit in the 10th grade. All right, I went and got my GED. And on the GED, I made a perfect score on science. That means I didn't miss a question. So I understood what they taught me in school and I learned it. That don't make it true. Okay? That's just what they're teaching everybody in school. Right? And yeah, well, see, I understand why so many people resist the flat earth debate because there's only one reason they would go to the extreme that they have to make us believe we're on a globe. And it's because it hides God. All right, it hides the firmament. If we're flat earth, that kind of pretty much just straight out proves that the Bible is fact. And it is. And that's the reason they're doing it. Because you can't come up with another reason. Like, oh, they're just stealing billions of dollars. No, it takes billions of dollars to pull this hoax off. You know? That's what it's all about. I mean, and if you're not a believer, it's very easy to be fooled because it makes sense. You know? I can look at all the mathematical equations they got, their theories, and I'm not saying outer space doesn't exist. I'm just saying that just what we're living on is not a ball. Right? Not a ball. Not at all. Simple as that. Now, rather than refute the things I throw to him, no, it doesn't. No one benefits. Bull crap, man. Satan does. And the people who worship Satan. That's who benefits from it, you tard. That's the only reason they would do it. This is how it is. It's like you didn't even look at the video that you sent me. You sent me a video that is debunking the globe. You think it's debunking flat earth. You didn't read the caption and the explanation of the damn video. Go back, go into the caption, and at the top of it tell you, we've been deceived. Government's deceiving. Go in there and read that shit. It's not a damn testimony to a globe earth, you dumbass. And I don't mean that in an insulting manner, but you're being so thick about this right now. There are no videos out there that uses maps to prove the globe. There is no proof of a globe. You can't prove a globe. They have lost twice in court trying to debunk the flat earth. And they lost in court twice, son. You ain't looking at the shit objectively. You got a biased opinion and you don't want it to be a flat earth. I don't want it either way. I'm just telling you from the logical standpoint, the stuff I have showed you, like the distance, and then you're talking about lasers bending by gravity. Yeah. If you're like a billion light years away and you're a black hole behind some stars, yeah, or in between us and some stars, it will bend the light, but we're talking about like 1%. But 1% over a billion zillion miles is a lot. Here on Earth, it's not bending 8 inches squared per mile. If that were the case, you couldn't shine a laser 100 yards and get it straight. It would bend a small amount. Just reverse your math. Break down that mile into hundreds of yards. Because see, there's 1,770 yards in a mile, bud. Look that up. And I ain't even got to. I know that's what it is. 5,280 feet, 1,770 yards in a mile. That's 17.7 football fields. Right? So in a quarter of a mile, you take that math and cut it in a quarter. So in a quarter of a mile, there should be like 2 inches of curve. That's how stunningly dense people are. You know what I'm saying? That curve would show up in a quarter of a mile. You understand? It would be 1/4 of 8 inches squared, which would be about 2 inches squared. And I can go out here on the beach, and there's two piers out there. They're about 3 miles apart, and you can see each other just as surely as if you were standing side by side in a straight line. There is no curvature in that 3 miles, man. In 3 miles, it should be what? What's 3 times 8? 24 inches is how much it should be dipping. You should see a hump 24 inches high in between that 3 miles. Dude, let me get my other tablet because I can't read chat. It's moving. Now, if I had the laser lights, or not laser lights, if I just had some lights, could go out there and get it medium ocean level and come up, say, a foot, and went out through there a foot at a mile and a foot at the same height at 2 miles, and then go 3 miles. You get down at that foot level, even with them damn lights, they should all be different heights. There should be like this much deviation. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be in a perfectly straight line, and it is. That's just like that one you sent about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's in on it, bud. Because the reason I know he's in on it, because everything his life is based on is astrophysics. That means physics in the outside and outer space, which he ain't never been to. Pilots tell you all the time there's no damn curvature to the Earth. And the more I think about it, it's just plain ridiculous. Think the water sticking to a globe, spinning 1,000 miles an hour, moving through the solar system at 17,000 miles an hour. And that's just like that whole trip to the moon. They couldn't have just come back at 17,000 miles an hour because the Earth's moving that fast. And they went lateral, right? And you don't carry momentum in a vacuum laterally. And that's just like the whole thing with the propulsion. They're saying they're using electrostatic propulsion, not rocket propulsion, because they couldn't carry enough fuel to go to the moon, son. Because when they got up in outer space, it detached the main rocket body. They just had that little capsule that they went to the moon in. They ain't got enough fuel on there to fly with fuel, bud. It had to be electrostatic propulsion is what they're saying they're using. What's up, Brandon? Freaking got me hot. Because he's just not objectively looking at the information I'm sending. And that tells on you, son. You ain't been looking at it honestly and objectively yet. You got your biasness, and you're looking at it from a bias. It's just like the COVID thing, right? I told you what I told you about COVID long before it came clear. That all this was what it is. And we're seeing more and more information every day. Right? They're depopulating the planet. If you don't believe that, then this is entertainment purposes, YouTube. So hold your cookies. Don't get all upset. But that's the fact of the matter. Right? And here's the fun thing too, right? The whole depopulation thing. With more people believing in flat Earth, that means they're losing the argument. That's why they want to get rid of us. Because the hoax is up. The gig is up. More and more people are seeing it every day. Anyway, let me get to my channel so I can see chat. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring anybody. It's not intentional. Let me get my tablet up and running so I can see what's going on here. Alrighty. I love. I quite understand what you're saying, Junk. If I pronounce that right. What's up, big homie Brandon? Uh, hang on a second there, Pat. Let me hook you up. All right, the rules is we don't block nobody here. If anybody blocks here, it's me or freaking. Cause see, even though you don't believe me, freaking, I don't have an animosity towards you. You know what I'm saying? I was where you're at. I didn't believe it either a long time ago. I believed it all too because I went to school and I learned it all. But I've come back to Christ and got more involved in the Word, and it just ain't so, bro. Yeah, I'm freaking's out shopping. I wanted him to get up here. That's why I went live on StreamYard so he can get up here and we can have this conversation. No, it does not. No one benefits from it. Yes, the Satanists who run this planet benefit from it, bud, because it's hiding God. Because if you believe what scientists have told you that we're on a globe, that debunks the whole firmament. And up until 1958, ether, the firmament, it was all in the encyclopedias. They took it out in 1958, and you can't find it no more. They don't teach it no more. But that's what the gospel was way back when. Yeah, I'm not saying there's no space, right? I'm not saying what's in outer space, whether it's water or space. But I do believe the firmament opened. They opened the windows of the firmament, and that helped add to the flood. It's in the Bible, and I'm telling you, it's like when people don't believe the Bible. The Bible is a one of a kind book. It was written over a period of 1,500 years with 40 different authors, and it all correlates itself. Now either these dudes were some masterful writers to make it all work together, and the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch was written before the flood. You understand what I'm saying? The book of Enoch is over 5,000 years old, and it correlates with the Bible. You know, it predicts the flood, fall of man, all that crap, bud. I know my stuff. That's one of the things. Like I said, you're rowing upstream against it. You ain't looking at it objectively. You're looking at it from one point of view, and you just don't want to see the truth. That's the same way I was about COVID. I don't want to be right about COVID. I guarantee you, lots of my family, including my mother, got a poke. All right, it terrifies me. Now, for the next so many years, I got to watch people drop off like flies. Let me get caught up with who else here. All right, I'm caught up. Appreciate you coming in, Kyle, big homie, Pat, Brandon. I think I got everybody modded up. Always there, one waiting on you to corner to attack you, no matter what. This is the life. Always be ready and carry pepper spray. Now I carry Gerber. I don't carry pepper. I used to carry pepper spray in case I encountered a woman. Cause I'm not gonna lay my hands on a woman, but if a woman were to go to try to whoop up on me, I mace the hell out that bitch. But that's just stupid. Because if a woman thinks she can whoop my ass, she's done bumped her damn gourd. But I don't believe in abusing women or children. But women can lose their mind and attack men, and they can hurt you. There ain't no question about that. So at one time I used to carry mace. Now I'm a little more. Hmm, we would call it judo, I guess you'd call it. without the chick kicks and the chops. I will grab them up, bend them up, and sit them down and hold them. You know, I'm not gonna hit a woman, just so anybody knows. But a man, it's about 3 times a day I want to kick some man's ass. Yeah, that's like everybody talks about. You know, oh, the Bible is so misconstrued and it's like been twisted. No, sir, it ain't. You see, we had the Bible long, all the way up until the 1900s. I think that's when they discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls in like 1923, 29, somewhere around that area. The 1920s is when they discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then they took the Bible and the Dead Sea Scrolls and they matched up, except for what they took out and changed. See, the Ethiopian Bible, they got 88 books. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible is altered. You're correct in that assessment. It's been chopped down by kings. You know, when they wrote King James Version, they left out a whole bunch of books, Jubilees, uh, the Book of Enoch. Um, what's that other one? It's like a whole bunch of books they left out. I don't know them all. I'm gonna get me a Ethiopian Bible so I can get more. Uh, yeah, I mean, let me hook you up too, Junk. I'm like I said, don't be timing nobody out unless they're attacking you or some of your friends, stuff like that. And then still just start out small, give them like 5 minutes to calm down. If they don't calm down, hit them with 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. But if they're persistent, go ahead and block them for 24 hours. But don't block them, time them out for 20 hours. I don't want nobody blocking nobody but me or Freaking. That's why he's my managing mod. I'm giving you this rent so you can sub up to my friends here because pretty much everybody here is going to be good people. I've known most of these people several years. Like Brandon, I've known a couple of years. Pat, I've known him a couple of years. Big homie, I've known him a minute. But and like I said, I will check my band list in case someone pops in and y'all got rid of them before I seen it. I will be checking my band list. I don't ban people. It's just a handful of people, and it generally, if they're a confessed troll, I ain't got no patience for that. You know, if you want to come in busting balls, trolling and busting balls is very similar, but I bust freaking balls every day, all day. He busts my balls every day, all day. That's what we do. We're friends. It toughens up our skin, you know. And the only reason I'm upset right now is because I sat there and while I was fixing supper and tried to argue with him and tell him that he has tried to use a flat earth argument to debunk itself. And it's actually pro flat earth freaking, not a debunker. If you go in, read the description, the title starts out, they are deceiving. The government is deceiving. You know, that's why if you watch that Artemis stuff, they've already put out so much stuff on that, it ain't even funny. The green screen failed so many times on that Artemis 2 mission, it's ridiculous. They got the little stuff floating around and stuff, and it passes through the corner of his head. There's a little dot on the back of the food packet that's twirling around like that, and it comes back around, the dot's gone. And then the next thing you know, come back around, dot is back. And then half a frame, dot disappears. Explain that. It's green screen. That's what it is. And they done busted time and time again with that stuff in the space station. They not in no space station. They in some, what you call it here somewhere. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people don't get math real good. But when I took math portion, I only missed 2 questions on the whole GED. When I passed the GED pretest, I passed with honors. And I think like a perfect score is either like 380 or 400. And I made a 333 on the pre-test. Most of my stuff off of it was through English, the essay part of it. But on science and math, science was perfect. Math, I missed 2 questions. And when I took the pre-test, I took the real test, I made a 188, which is still honors. I'm not a dumbass, son. I was learning about this shit while you still shitting yellow. My daughter's almost your age, freaking. Although she says she's 30, she's actually be 38 this year. So, and I mean, there's nothing personal about it, man. And I get it. But see, you don't even understand the contestment of it. I'm not saying that they're just doing this to steal money, right? Well, they're doing plenty of that, right? It's about hiding God. Because if the firmament, which is in the Bible, comes out to be true, well, there you go. It's like a smoking gun. God's real. And they don't want that. Right? They want us as far away from God as they can get us. That's the reason you see all this debauchery. It ain't like they can't make good songs, good movies. How come all the movies are just about debauchery and division, racism? Yeah. How long have we been beating that racism horse? 200 years. Ain't nobody alive that was a slave during Civil War times. Ain't nobody was a slave alive during Civil War time. You know what I'm saying? But they're still beating on that horse. My grandsons, actually my grandchildren are mixed. Right? My son-in-law is really dark. If I wanted the dark, I might show y'all. But that ain't what I'm about. Right? I ain't gonna put my family in danger. But freaking, I will show you my family. And just so you know, I'm not a racist at all. Not even a little bit. I hate ignorance, but I don't hate the people who are ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They might not have the faculties to figure it out. Why am I gonna hate them because they just can't learn it, can't figure it out? I'm not gonna hate people for that. But I do hate ignorance, especially when it should be right in your face. That's the reason I don't switch sides. That's the reason I don't hide Bigfoot. It's like all the giants and Bigfoot. They hiding that shit every day. Why? Because it would point to God in the Nephilim. That's the only thing that explains the giants and Bigfoot. It's a crossbreed between angels and human women. Yeah, we're all slaves right now. I perfectly agree with that.
You're saying that is different.
Very different. The psychology of damage is hers. It's unpredictable. Hey, you're an amazing.
But I'm a patient man, freaking. You know that. If it takes you 20 years to figure it out, I'll be right here and I'll still be your friend the whole time. I'm everybody's friend because I got everybody's best interest at heart. I don't want to hurt nobody. Yeah, I mean, this is like people who believe in the Muslim faith. I got nothing against them. Not at all.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you've been taught. And I can't convert everybody.
So he's crazy, right?
Yeah, I definitely think he's a Nephilim. That's the only thing that explains it. Because if it was an animal, there would be something in like bones. But they're not. They're smarter than animals. That's the reason can't nobody get them. Plus, they have extra perceptive ESP powers. They can read your mind. They can block what you see. They can make you not see them. And thus be invisible. And it's all kinds of stuff. You're in Saudi. That's cool, man. I got nothing against anybody who believes in God. I think it generally comes out to where people, depending on their geographical location, and their upbringing, whether or not they got God. You know, just a different name for God. Now, as far as scripture goes, your scriptures are different from my scriptures, but I'm not going to debate that with you. I can tell you about mine, but I'm not going to sit here and tear yours down. Although I could, but I'm not going to, because that's not nice. You know what I'm saying? I can share what I believe with you. You can share what you believe with me, and we're all good. You know, that's just like a freaking. He believes we on the globe. I'm cool with that, man. But mainly on this argument, what I wanted to get up here and get you on this screen for was so that you can go to that video and look at it and see that you are trying to take a flat earth proof map or proof video and debunk it and say that it's debunking the globe. No, son, you have completely missed the mark on that. That video is debunking the globe. It's not debunking flat earth. See, the first map he shows is a flat map. You damn sure can't prove the globe with a flat map, because all of those continents and stuff, they're way out of proportion. You know? And if you gotta get one of those maps and get you a ruler and know how to do some math, you can prove it to yourself that that map is not accurate. Now, the one that they have for the UN and it's like 3 of them that use that map as part of their little emblem and stuff. That map is accurate to the scale of the continent.
My name is Steve. I'm here to help you. Can you tell me what you need? Okay. Can you tell me your name?
Well, I mean, you ain't got to like America. A lot of people not liking America right now. Donald Trump is doing some radical stuff. And see, that's about the only thing that I don't like about the situation, because odds are, you know, he's in on it too. You know, so that would mean he's a puppet too. That's the truth of the matter. You know, because if he's not coming out to prove God and prove the globe or flat earth, and there's so many shocking examples that I can share with you. Let's start with my strongest one. They have circumvented the earth east to west many, many, many times. But not once, not ever, in any book or any photograph evidence or nothing, have they went north to south and circumvented the globe. Not once. In all the recorded history. You won't find it because it don't exist, because you can't do it because it's impossible. Yeah, I actually believe that if people were not lied to, everybody would be good people. You know, people being lied to, they're being misled. That's just like with the racism that plastered all over the news and stuff. That's not how it is, man. You know, that's not how it is. People ain't like that. Now, I mean, there are racist people in the United States on both sides of the aisle. You know.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back.
Oh yeah, the whole histories and stuff. All of that's crazy stuff there. Like, I've seen enough stuff where I don't even think that the whole United States is what it is, and that Egypt and all that stuff, because there's all kinds of stuff that correlates that maybe Egypt and all of that stuff was actually here in the United States. The Nile River is actually either the Colorado or the Mississippi. Because we got a Cairo here, Memphis. You know, I think everybody thinks Memphis is Tennessee. No, you go back into ancient texts and you'll see that that's an Egyptian city. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that correlates that. It's like the Moors. Then there's like Tartaria. You know, Tartaria is the one who built the Great Wall that they gave to China. Problem is, the fortifications are based in China, as China's the enemy. Make that make sense. What's up, bud? Yeah, we got a Paris. I'm doing pretty good, man. Let me hook you up with some blue and give you the moderating thing here. Do not block anybody. You're allowed to defend yourself. Someone comes in here attacking you, but only with timeout. You know, and start out small. Because I believe in give everybody a second chance. That's the reason I don't want to block nobody. Because they might be a peckerhead today, but they might go home tonight, realize they was a peckerhead, and come back tomorrow and not be a peckerhead. You know, and I don't want to cut nobody out of my life based on that. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be blocking folks. Time them out. If they persist, hit them with the 24. If they persist, we're talking 3 strikes, you get a 24. But I don't block nobody. I got a troll. I don't know if y'all know who Hustle is. He's been trolling me for over a year and a half. Me and Freaking and Nitro Freak and a bunch of other people. But that's where it started at with us. And I ain't even blocked her. Kyle blocked her one day and I had to unblock her. Because I don't want to block her. And she doxed me on my own channel. She doxed me in Discord as much as she could. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold grudges against folks. I don't hate people. I hate things they do, but I don't hate the people. Because see, I used to be screwed up too. You know, I went and served 9 years in prison because I was screwed up. You know? But that was when I was 17 years old. I'm 55 now. I'm not that same person anymore. As long as you're trying to grow and get better, that's the best you can do. Do the best you can do with what you got. Don't hurt other folks. You know. My dad was killed by a 13-year-old black kid. One shot straight through the heart. I don't hate him. I don't even know his name. There's a video of my dad getting shot. Never watched it. He was working in a convenience store late at night, and a 13-year-old boy and several other boys, like a little gang, came in there, was going to rob him. But they didn't wear a mask. They wore gloves. They didn't want to leave fingerprints, but they didn't care if he saw them. So they would probably intend on killing him. He reached for a gun. Kid shot him once in the heart and killed him instantly. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You know, but I don't hate that boy. Like I said, I don't even know his name. I'm not going to harbor hate for another individual in my soul. Because it changes who you are. You can't love as much as you can possibly love if you're harboring hate. And that's what I want to be, as close to Jesus Christ and like Jesus Christ as I can. Ryan's channel burned, the corporate fiction YouTube channel, his dad's channel, Sovereign Soul Unchained. Man, you enjoying it. You got the link, man, or drop it when I come over to yours next time. Trying to get my tea cooking over here.
What is she doing? Drawing? Oh, I left her notepad.
But I know if I go outside, it'll probably start boiling as soon as I go out. I'm gonna go out and smoke this here cigarette. But yeah, I don't. Hate's a bad thing. It changes who you are if you hate people. I gotta come out here anyway because Mama's trying to watch Will Trent. I should be watching it because it's a new one. We like Will Trent. Will Trent's a pretty good show. It's just like I'm not homophobic, I'm not transphobic. I'm actually upset that those people got put where they're at. You know, they was misled into thinking that stuff's okay. Yeah. God said, be fruitful and multiply. You tell me how 2 dudes are gonna multiply. Or 2 women for that matter. That they're not honoring the tenets of God's instructions. But they don't hate them. I got friends that are gay. I used to party with gays. And just like I protect all my friends, I would protect them from other folks that want to do them harm. But I don't seek them out because in the back of my head, I'm thinking, yeah, I would like to have this conversation with them and help them get away from here. It's like the whole transgender thing. When I was growing up, there weren't no transgender, not out in the open anyway. Now, because someone done some brainwashing or the fad like parachute pants or members only jackets, it's a fad. Or somebody got something put in the water or they got brainwashed at school. People think it's cool. It ain't. All right, that's it. All right, I got him, man. Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. I got him. I have to check that out. But yeah, man, I don't even like getting angry, to tell you the honest, because I get warm, my ears start buzzing a little bit, and I ain't safe to be around for people I'm angry at. I try to be a loving soul, but you get within arm's reach of me and piss me off, that's not a safe place to be. You start pissing me off, you need to start backing up, put some space between us, because I move fast, and I'm not gonna give you no warning. Here's something I'll share with all of you. Grown man wants to hurt you, he ain't gonna be beating them gums. He's gonna bust your ass. That's what grown men do. Grown men don't talk. If a man's talking about it, he don't want to fight. Man wants to go to your ass, he's going straight to your ass. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go to that ass. That's what grown men do. All right. Why I don't? Why I cut back drinking? I quit drinking cold turkey for 15 years. Because if you think I'm dangerous sober, you have no idea. I get drunk. Mmm, that's some dangerous time. Let's keep me happy when I'm drunk. Let me get mad when I'm drunk. You're gonna have to call the law, probably. And I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to get past all of my negativity. I'm trying not to be a negative person. To see, you program yourself, right? Like you all the time, woe it's me, these are my problems, and you just go on about it. You're programming yourself. Your subconscious is hearing that. If a lot of people think they are conscious minded, no. Majority of what you do is governed by your subconscious. You might think you meant to do something because you thought of it, but your subconscious would control that. It was what makes you homophobic or racist or whatever. That subconscious, you know. I don't see how anybody with a logical mind could be racist, you know. Now I can see how you can have dealt with a lot of particular people, not seen any good people of that race or whatever. I can see that. I can understand that. But if you've been out in the world and seen people all over the world or out in all America, not everybody is stupid like that. Not everybody does dumb stuff. There's good people on both sides of the house. That's like the thing when they try to get Trump with that statement. There's good people on both sides of the house. It's good white people. It's good black people. It's good Indians or Native Americans, no offense, Asians, transatlantic, European. I mean, because if we were going to go on just what people have done, I shouldn't like nobody from Europe, especially England. We went to war with them. I don't hold that stuff against them. They're not the ones that went to war with us. These are new days, new times. You know. Yeah, I appreciate you coming in, Pat. We'll get up together and hang out some more. I like that chat we had today. Make sure I ain't missing nobody new in here. But yeah, I just pretty much got up here to have a little debate with Freaking and show him that he Not only is is he wrong about the globe, he's actually wrong about the video, which he thinks debunks flat Earth, and it actually no, it's debunking the globe. There are very few uh, videos, in my opinion, because I ain't seen them. I guess that's my algorithm keeping them out of my face. But he finds them because he's looking for it. Like he had one they sent me with Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about getting up in a tall building and getting somebody on each floor. And when the sun goes down, have them wave their hand and it will go up in succession. That proves zero. Okay? That's just like the whole sun's 93 million miles away. I ain't so sure about that. You know? I don't know if y'all know what corpuscular rays are. These are rays of light that come through something. And if you know anything about like drawing vanishing points, all right, you have a vanishing point. It's a very good example of corpuscular rays. The way the sun shines through the clouds, you can take and go back up that damn sun ray with a straight line, and it'll point to you where the sun is, right? Now, when you got rays coming out, one's going this way, one's going this way, it's pointing to where the damn sun is. You see what I'm saying? That's what corpuscular rays are. You know, you can do the same experiment with a flashlight and take you something like a cone or a piece of cardboard with little slits in it. The closer you are, the more angled those rays will be. Now, if you're like way over here, yeah, those rays will be tighter. Like the further you get away from the light, the tighter those rays will shine. They'll be almost parallel, right? But when they're all over the place, like one going this way and one going that way, it's pointing to where the sun is, and it ain't 93 million miles away, in my opinion. Drinking don't really make me mean, but it does take away my ambitions. Like, you make me mad while I'm drunk. Yeah, I'll get me. But if you keep me happy, I'm one of the best people to be around. I, I'm pretty funny. I tell a bunch of good jokes, but I'm not at heart a mean person. But I don't take no shit either. Help backtrack. You want to get up here, man? Drop that link again for you. Now, we're on tonight because me and Freaking are having a little dispute. We're having like a double dispute. He doesn't believe in flat Earth, and I do. Or, to put it in a better phrase, term or phrase, I have not been convinced that it's not flat. Put it that way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get short with people when I'm drinking. Yeah, I don't have patience, especially if they're being ugly. Now, if they're telling jokes or they're horsing around, that's all great. If you try to get serious with me when I'm drinking, you're going to make it decide you ain't never wanted to meet with me. To give you an idea, I went to prison for 9 years. You think I'm a pussy, you are mistaken. Actually, I pulled more than 9 years. I pulled 9 years in one stint. Damn, I'd have been live almost an hour. How long he gonna be shopping? He didn't say. But I wanted to do some of my diamond art. Give me up some watch outs. But I do appreciate everybody coming in. Got the 9 thumbs up. I do appreciate y'all showing the love. That's what I'm about love. I thought about that too. I used to be an angry little son of a bitch. I used to be a mean ass, but I had good reason, in my opinion. I was abused. That's cool, brother. That's cool. I'm trying to get a little practice with the whole StreamYard, everything, but don't want to burn up all my hours. I don't know how many or when the clock turns over. I think you only get like either 20 or 30 StreamYard hours a month on the free plan. I'm not sure. Like I can have 6 people up, whereas if you pay for it, you can have 10 people up. Uh, but I mean, everybody knows me, man. I go around, I support everybody. I don't troll folks. I might bust a little balls if I think they can handle it. You know, to be honest, I'd bust everybody's balls if I thought they could handle it. Well, actually, I didn't lose my father until I got incarcerated. Uh, I lost him when I was 23. I got out of prison when I was 26. I got locked up when I was 17. Well, like I said, I'm gonna try to get my YouTube thing to where it's profitable. I recently understood that I can get super chats because I got 500 subs. I got to hook them up with my checking account. Thank God. But I also got to verify my address and all that stuff with my driver's license. And I got to get it updated because we moved from the beach to here, and I haven't got it updated yet. But if I were to go get it updated now, we're moving in about a month. So then I'd have to go get it updated again. So I'm just gonna ride it out for another month till we get settled in where we're gonna be at, and then I'll get my address. Cause we're still gonna be in North Carolina, and I'm not trying to push no envelope or nothing here and fool YouTube or something like that, because they find out that might be a reason to snatch my channel down or something. So I ain't trying to give them no reason to do none of that. Well, man, getting out there and getting in some of these friendly chats, man. Um, that's how I've been picking them up. I got all these good channels. There's quite a few of them out there. There's probably a few that you don't know yet. They might pop through. That's why I gave you that wrench. They pop through, man. Just start subbing up to these people, man. Go hit them up with a little comment on the short or something. Go to their live streams, hang out with them, get to know them. You see, I don't get on really, really, really well with everybody enough to where I'm in every live stream they have. But I do try to keep up with necessary obligations when you sub to somebody. You need to come back to them within a year, else YouTube might pull you off or pull them off of you. So you need to revisit them. You can't just do it like one and done. You need to go in there, and the more time you spend there, I think eventually they will just like meld on in, and they won't do that. Yeah, I was there about 2 months ago, man. I was like really burnt out on it, and then well, it actually probably 3 months ago. Then I started climbing again. So right now I'm like at 810. Last time I looked at it was 810. Oh man, that ain't nothing, bud. I bet you I got 5,000 channels I'm sub to. Last time I seen the number, my TV used to show it to me. Cause see, I'm multi-device here. I use my TV. I got uh, tablet. I got another tablet, and Mama just bought me a brand new tablet. It's a China tablet, so it's nothing special. It's not no iPad, nothing like that. But it's brand new, and it don't have nothing on it. See, this one, I got it secondhand from her, and it's got all kinds of stuff on there that's taking up too much space on its uh, storage, the processor, and everything. So I need to get more computer savvy so I know what programs I don't need on here. You know. Just like on my phone, I ain't got but one game on my phone, and the only reason it's on there is because they're paying me to play it. I did get some good news today. I think I'm gonna have to be able to grab me a job in the next few days. That's got me in pretty good spirits too. You know, 'cause this whole visit a website shit. Oh, I'm so sick of that shit. Every time I visit one of those job application websites, I fill out all the applications, never get to the damn interview part. And then if I do get to the part where one of these places is sending me an interview, it's from a completely different website. And I don't trust it. You know, it could be a scammer, you know. Um, I got flash drives, but it ain't gonna give me back the processor speed. Um, like this phone is a real cheap phone. I ain't got, but like I think it's 28 or 30 gigabytes, you know. And I've got wait queue. That's how they get you. They keep throwing these damn apps at you and downloading them on you and stuff. And it starts eating up your space. And when you get down below like 2 gigabytes, it starts acting all stupid. And the way they got this shit set up, a damn video, and that might take up 453 megabytes, you know, or kilobytes, you know, because I think it's megabytes, then kilobytes, yeah. It takes up like 453 kilobytes. That's a half a damn gig, you know. So you get your couple programs on there that's that big, man. You know, it's like Instagram. That's like a gig and a half. YouTube, I think that's like a gig or two. So your space goes pretty quick. Yeah, I'm lucky. All my pictures that I get that I really, really want to keep, like a family and my pets and stuff. Mom's got all the duplications of that, and her stuff, you know, state of the art. She's got one of those fancy flip phones with a screen folds and stuff. She's got a real tight laptop. If once I get up in back in my home stomping out, we move. We're gonna move up back around the Greensboro area. I got a buddy up there who's a computer guru. Uh, Last time I seen him, he was making about $75 an hour at his shop. If he comes to your place, it's 125 an hour to work on your shit. Um, and I trust him. People down here, people that do it, I don't trust people. And it's not because they're necessarily bad people. It's just I've been burnt too many times. You know, I get spam callers every day, scam callers every day. Um, it's like, you know, and it ain't got to be just like from applying for jobs. That's where like 99% of mine came from. It's like you go to a store and they got a rewards offer thing, and you give them your phone number and all that stuff. They're selling the information too. I mean, selling information is a big thing nowadays. People make livings off that stuff. But yeah, I need to get more um, skilled at what you're talking about there, Inferno. I do have several flash drives. I also have several phones that got pictures on them that I need to pull off and put them on the flash drive so I can put them on my PC. So I got a PC. I got two laptops, but they're old. They just need to be cleaned out. I might need to put them on Linux, but they're decent laptops. One's an HP, that's the newest one. But I got a Dell, that's the older one. It's like 10 years old. Um, I just got to get more fluid with it. I really don't like technology. Make my head hurt, man. It's got to do that same stupid shit over and over. Uh, the only reason I don't have that other tablet up is because I got to go in and reset my passwords for my emails and stuff because it's biometric, you know. I and I've changed it. See, that's another thing about them jobs. I was going up here to Advance. Guy wanted to hire me bad, man. You know, he needed it. And me and him was hitting it off, you know. His name's Lance. No, Lando. Because it's like Lando Calrissian. And me and him hit it off because I can shoot the gab. I know about cars and stuff. That's a perfect job for me. Perfect. Another perfect job. Home Depot. Lowe's. I've been in construction since I was 15 years old. I've been mechanicing when I wasn't in construction. You know, some would say I don't want to work, and I've been out almost 30 years, and I've had that many jobs. The majority of them are different. That's what it is, man. I just get tired of doing something, move on. And when you know a lot of people, you can get away with it. Down here, I don't know hardly no damn body. All these people down here are rich and uppity. You know, they hear I'm a ex-con, they're like, whoa. You know, and I get it, man. I really do. I get it. If I had a bunch of stuff, I wouldn't want to trust a bunch of ex-cons neither. But I probably would. Wouldn't want to. I'd have to protect myself best I could. But you know, I learned stuff. For me, I had to learn it hands on. Reading it out of a book, I can do it, but then I still have to go hands on. So you can read whatever you want in a book and learn it, but until you put the application to your hands, with your hands and your mind working together to it, you really ain't learned it. You can be book smart all you want until you've done it physically. You ain't good at it. You don't know shit. You don't know shit until you've done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know all about outer space. Ain't none of us been up there. Ain't none of us done it. Don't none of us know shit about it. You've been taught about it. You've been programmed about it, but you don't know. Well, that's the next thing. I'm gonna be on top of that bad. Um, I have found out recently, based on my circumstances, because I caught my time before I was 18. Me getting my rights back, especially at this day and age, gonna be pretty much a cakewalk. But I gotta have a lawyer to help me through all the loopholes and stuff. And then I got to pay some fees, and I got to get a court date. So I got to pay for the court date. So it's a little bit of money involved, and I just ain't got none to spare. Yeah, they don't. Even those, it's like There's like 10 food lines here. I've applied to them all because they're one of the few places you can go in and write your information down. I never get called back. Or if I do get callbacks, they get caught up in all that damn spam calls and shit. And I just you let me get about 5 or 6 of them, and I'll just start popping. No, I'm not answering that. I don't know that number. Don't know the number. So it's a possibility they may have called, and I just said, no, I'm not talking. But usually it's like numbers with not this area code. If it has my area code, like around here, I usually answer. But if it's from another state, nah, I know what that is. Like I've had probably 5 today. The last one, and I don't even get shitty with all them either. I could. One called me today was asking about Medicare. I don't have Medicare. I've got no insurance. You know, so I know if they saying that we're calling to check up on your this, that, and the other, we sent you a package. I know right away they're lying to me, and I'm gonna tell you right now, lying to me is about the worst thing you can do, especially if you want my attention. You lie to me, I'll make me want to spit in your face, and then it's fighting words. I can't. I don't cope with that lying shit. That's part of the problems we have in this world today. Everybody lying about shit. Lying, steal, take care away. That's what thieves do. Criminals do. And I ain't about that no more. I walk with God and try to live in love. You know, I got friends on both sides of the house. Like I'm right wing. But I ain't down with all the stupid stuff on the right. But there's so much stuff on the left I'm not down with. You know? Um, I try not to get in people's politics personally. It's a good thing not to be, because people get butthurt over that stuff. Now I do have friends I'm pretty certain are Democrats. Uh, they on the other side of the aisle, but we don't do the politics thing. Like, it's just not productive or congruent for being friends. Let me go check on my water. It's probably boiling by now. Oh.
So that's the beware of false prophets who to you in sheep's clothing.
Man, I swear this burner pisses me off. I'm gonna show y'all something. See that? This steaming. And it should be boiling by now. I'm gonna bump it up just another little, about a quarter of a notch. It'll be boiling in a couple of seconds. That irritates me, man. It should be boiling. So we're renting here, and it came with appliances. This stove is a hunk of junk. That burner don't work. This one comes in and out, depending on how you got the pot sitting on it. You know, I definitely don't like where I live at, because we live in apartments here. Grandpa used to keep us in line. That's what they're for. It depends, right? If you're cool with other people having their opinions and their beliefs and voting the way they want, shouldn't be a problem. Now, if someone engages me, you know, it's like they pick the fight. I'll beat you to death with them politics, bud. But I did learn something very distressing today. Neither one of the parties are obeying the will of the people. And it's worse now than it was before. And what I mean is, you remember old Bernie Sanders was wanting to run for the Democratic nomination, and they just didn't let him get a fair just another Democrat to win the nomination for the Democratic Party. What they got now on both sides, they happened in it's 2020 something that the Republican Party done. I think it was maybe 2026, might be 2024, 2025, somewhere around there. What they have now, because it's ruled the party, like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, their rule is like owned by a corporation, which means they can go in a back room smoking cigars and decide who's going to be their nominee. And to hell with what the people want. And the reason that's bad is because the money that's sent into like the RNC or the DNC, all that money is supposed to be going towards the people's candidate. You know, that's the way they're screwing people over. People think they're sending this money in for such and such, or this person. And then there'll be a runoff election, see who gets to run for the party. Not no more. Whereas everybody's been hollering about, oh, they're both crooked. Well, they damn sure are now. You know, and we got to do something about that. Otherwise, we won't be voting for who we want to vote for. There won't be no more fair elections as far as fair elections go. Not that we've been getting a whole lot of that shit past, I don't know, 50, 60 years.
That's why T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular have joined forces. And now
So damn lid on this thing so to get hot.
T-Mobile covers more places than ever before. America's best just got bigger. Join now and your plan price is guaranteed for 5
You know,
years.
so right now everybody's thinking that, you know, they get to pick their candidate, and it ain't so.
I'm Danielle Cill, and I'm taking my audio expression to the next level.
Yeah,
new American.
They think they do anyway.
We're filling all
I think when old Trump won, that caught them all by surprise the first time. Big time. And they was all laughing at him. Didn't think he would win. And then he spanked their ass. The next one, that's a contentious subject. I personally believe the 2020 election was stolen. I don't believe it was a fair election. I can't show you where to go to find the information, but I've seen the information where it says Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, was it Illinois? Those were not fair elections. They were in. See, you're supposed to, like when you're having counting the votes, right? They have monitors from both sides that are supposed to be able to sit there, look at what's going on. And if they see something that's questionable, they're supposed to be able to, hey, I want to look at that. Bring that over here. Let me see that. I don't trust that. You're supposed to be able to, hey, Terry, hang on a second, sweetie. You're supposed to be able to contest it, right? Well, I'm pretty sure all of y'all seen them holding up poster boards and stuff in front of the windows so they couldn't see what they were doing. Now tell me that's fair. And you about as dumb as a box of rocks think that's fair. And that's just blatant in your face. And then I have seen the reports. We're in Georgia. They didn't call the election. They shut down counting at 10 o'clock. And then after everybody went home, 3 women came out and started pulling suitcases out from under the table and running them ballots when they wasn't supposed to be. 112,000 votes were viewed as not being eligible votes. All right. He didn't lose by 11,000. So you're going to tell me that all of those 112,000 votes, and then there's testimony of women, people coming out, not just women, people coming out and said that they ran 100,000 votes 3 times, the same ballot. They ran them 3 times. I ain't making this up. What's it profit me? Make up this stuff. Nothing.
You must have called his partner, Carlos, Jason.
We're still 1 step. You know what? You're not going to cooperation. We caught you. You reenacted racism. Right. That's not enough.
All right, we got my tea cooking. Wait a minute, I forgot what I was doing there for a second. Hang on, Cherry, just doing her thing. Let's get you blued up, love.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. Now, little orientation. If someone comes in here messing with you, defend yourself with timeouts. And if they persist after 3 times, they won't leave you alone after 3 times, give them a 24-hour timeout. Do not ban anybody. That is or block anybody. That's a privilege for me or freaking. And that's just how I roll. I don't want to block folks. I got one super troll. She's not even blocked on my channel. You know. Oh yeah, that's just like in California. They have 450,000 people that reported for jury duty and got rejected because they ain't citizens. Now I'm like, if you're on the voter registration list, because that's where they pull people for jury duty from, but you can't be on a jury because you're not a citizen. What the hell are you doing on the voter roll? Then they got dead people on the voter roll, inmates on the voter roll. Yeah, I'm an ex-con, but I done served all my time. I'm not on parole or probation, so I can vote. You know? But if you're in prison, you shouldn't be able to vote. If you're on parole, you should be able to vote. And then it's like they've done research and they found 1,000 people with the same address. And it'll be an empty building or house or something. That's bull. We know what's going on there, you know? And it ain't just one side. Everybody's corrupt. Like I was explaining earlier, the whole, you don't get to pick your candidates no more. That's decided in backroom deals. That's what happened to Bernie Sanders. You know? Your corruption is outrageous. And see, with what I believe they all are corrupt. You know? Because there's no way that the Senate
Red Bull can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, so fatal.
Yeah, I think you meant say if you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be able to vote.
CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor.
Well,
If you've had these events, infection, and
see, that's what happens when you get charges and you go full time. You're not a citizen, not in their eyes. You lose all your rights, right to bear arms. That's the one I'm gonna try to get back. But we definitely lose the right to vote, at least in the state of North Carolina. And these other states, well, I beg to differ there because I'm a felon. I was convicted 28, 29 years ago. But I've been out almost 30 years, so I've had my rights restored as far as voting goes. It's different states, different rules. You know, that's just like the state of North Carolina. See, you're not supposed to be able to be on a jury in lots of states if you're a felon or something like that. In North Carolina, I went down there for jury duty, and they held me up. I told them when I went down there, I said, "Look, I'm an ex-con. You know, I got felonies on my record. Didn't dismiss me. I got paid for it, which is probably a good thing, but I didn't get to be on a jury. They had so many they didn't need me. Yeah, I'm gonna get all my rights restored. Like the only one I'm missing right now is the right to bear arms. But as you see, I take it to a different level. I will bear them arms with the quickness. I have been hitting the gym here lately because my grandson's come up this past week. And we went up to the gym. They put me to shame. My 16-year-old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's just like the whole right to bear arms. I don't think they should be taking your right to bear arms away. You know? You think these are muscles. You see my grandson. My youngest grandson, he's 16. He was pushing 265 pounds on the bench. You know what I mean? And then my son-in-law, he was pushing 315 on the bench. He's some big fellas, man. They make me look like a little scrawny guy. And I'm not scrawny. I'm 6 foot. But I weigh about 155 or so. I'm pretty slim. You know. Go ahead and give y'all the full scope this. I'm pretty slim guy. You know, I got a little bit. Got a little bit I can grab. I'll get that off there. I'm gonna get my abs up there. Awesome. It's like that. I got the muscles. But yeah, I'm trying to ease back into it. Cause I hurt my shoulder. I was working out, but I hurt my shoulder. I hurt my shoulder when I was like 14. And if I overexert it, it'll bother me for days. I won't be able to sleep right because I usually sleep mostly on my right side. But you know, I'm with you, Backtrack. If you're going to be governed by these laws, you should be able to vote on them. You know, because why am I going to play by the rules if I can't vote on the laws? People who represent me. You know, they want to give, you know, immigrants, undocumented folks, let's call them that, 'cause I don't want to offend nobody. They want to call undocumented folks citizens and give them the right to vote. I don't think they should be doing that because the first action they did, you know, and unless they came through at the port of entry and applied for asylum straight there, that's legit. Got no problem with that. These people jumping the border. First thing they did on our soil was break the law. And I don't care how big the crime is, little the crime is. You break the law, you break the law. You're a criminal. Sorry. And y'all talking up some mess out there. Oh, Dougie, what's up, bud? Get you blued up there, my friend. Oh, wait a minute. And I tell you, this thing, I didn't mean to pin your comment, but that's cool. I meant to give you a blue suit, brother. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, like, I got my opinions. Everybody's got theirs, you know. Like Doug, he's got a real nice chat to go to, but he's got his rules. And we didn't really have a disagreement about it. I just didn't know the rules. He explained them to me, and we got cool with it. Doug, if you get attacked here verbally in chat, stuff like that, timeouts are fine. Don't block anybody. I block people, and Freaking can block people. Other than that, nobody gets blocked up in here. I don't even block my trolls. Now, if they come in here and they get overly vulgar or super persistent, they'll get timed out real hard and they might get blocked if they just a troll for the sake of trolling. But yeah, I know a lot of trolls. Hell, a few of them hang out in your chat. Go over there and terrorize Mary. She is a saint. But I've seen the way how brutal they are to her. That is just terrible. Way they are her, and it don't bother her, you know. But I had another channel that she was a guest on, and her people came over to sub up to that channel, and the mods in there was just slapping them around. And I stood up for them because I knew that they was treating Mary the way they always treat Mary on her channel, and she was cool with it. She even told them, "Look, don't be heavy-handed with them. This is just my people, and this is how they do me." And I really didn't get in trouble for it. That's where I got kind of trouble on your channel because I was trying to talk about it. I wasn't trying to bad enough about it. I was actually trying to tell that one dude, I can't remember his name, but he was, you know, he got slapped around a little bit in there, and I you know, had to help him get unslapped around. And I was just trying to tell him I was glad you made it through the gauntlet. Because that's the way you are. If you come up in that channel, those mods, they're heavy-handed as hell, and they're going to time you out, block the hell out of you, and all that stuff. And that's all I was trying to talk about. I wasn't trying to bring no drama to your channel. I'm not a drama person. We do drama on Freaking's channel, but I don't do drama here. What's up, bud? I know where I met you the other day. Let's get you blued up. Yeah, I'm pretty good at judging character. I pay attention to what people do on other people's channels. But there you go, King Corso. Oh, what's up? You can get up on panel. I'm on StreamYard, though. If you want to, you can get up here. I'm waiting on Freaking, actually. He's about shopping. But yeah, I'm all inclusive. You know, you're entitled to your opinions. I don't like vulgarness, so if like you're gonna say the F word, put like FCK or FKER. You know, like you want to say fucker, say FKER. You know, we know what you mean. I don't believe in being overly vulgar because this is a mixed platform. You got women, sometimes kids. I don't promote that whenever I do live streams and stuff. I'm trying to make it like 18 and only. I'm even the same with my grandson. They didn't even know what my channel was. He just this past week realized what my channel was because he's 18 now. Uh, I try to keep it, you know, I try to keep it civil. I try to not be too vulgar. I'm trying to stop my cussing. And, you know, I spent 9 years in prison, so that's a hard hoe to row there. Hard row to hoe. Uh, but yeah, I'm accepting, you know, 'cause like I said, it's just words for me. And my mom, she does not like the F bomb. She will like, if I say the F bomb too much, she does not like that. Uh,
Due to adverse working conditions, I request, I think there was some.
Actually, I went shopping today. I try to shoot for the middle of the week because, like, on the weekend, it's way too crowded. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when everybody's got the extra time to do the shopping. At work during the week and stuff, and they ain't got the time. And some of the weird stuff I've seen is like around here, we have large retirement communities. Like you can go up in there on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and you'll think it's like, what is it, geriatric Wednesday? So many old people in there, and they slow. But you know, I'm all inclusive. Like I don't have a any particular people I don't like. Like I was telling people earlier, I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. I'm actually sub to at least one transgender person that I know of, and that's Lucy. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. Um, Pretty sure I've got several gay people I'm sub to. I used to hang out with gay people. Currently, unless they're in the closet, I don't personally know any down here. We did have a couple friends who hang out at the bar. That was Hippie and Warren, and they were gay. And it's like, you know, I got no problem with that, man. What you do in the privacy of your world, that's yours. None of my business. As a matter of fact, when it comes to heterosexuality, I don't want to see a man and a woman, you know, all tonguing up. Get a room, you know, get a room. Show some common courtesy, some modesty. You know, I'm all about modesty. You know, I don't want to see that stuff. But at the same token, I'm not going to say, well, you shouldn't be with that person. Yeah, I try to obey the rules. It's like all these people here are great people. Like I don't know if you know Dougie Doug. He don't like nothing about other people's chats. What happened in somebody else's chat, that happened in somebody else's chat. He don't want you to bring it to his channel. You know, no reason we had any conversations about it because I didn't know the rules at the time, and I think he perceived that that's what I was doing. I was just trying to have conversation, and it might have sounded like I was trying to stir some stuff. I don't stir stuff. You know, I have trolls. One particular troll. I don't even tear her down unless she gets to my face on a panel or she comes over freaking, but she won't do that anyway. That's where it started. I've tried to apologize to her twice that same night. She wasn't having it. I tried to apologize since then. Um, she's made so many videos about me, freaking, Nitro Freak. She just stopped. She got took down. Her channel got taken down. She was such a bad person. Yeah, you'll like Fallon. She's little bit of crime stuff, a little bit of grifter chasing. You know, people grifting on YouTube. That's a little bit of her skill, but she's actually an author. She's a little bit of a famous person than most of us, I guess. She's accomplished author. She works in the entertainment industry. And she's a beautiful person, like my second best friend on YouTube. She's on panel at freaking with us, but we don't pursue these people. They pursue us. Okay? I ain't got enough time for that crap, you know? Life's too short to be spending pissed off at people. being mean to people, you know. Whether y'all believe it or not, everything you do carries a consequence. It's like when you're overly negative all the time, you're programming yourself to be a failure. It's like, these are my problems. This is what's going on. Oh, woe is me. Look what I had to do. You're self-programming. You're subconscious and manifesting that stuff in your life. Like I told mom today, I'm gonna quit telling people I've had a bad day or something like that. For me, every day is a wonderful day because number one, I'm above the ground. I got three beautiful grandchildren, a beautiful daughter, wonderful son-in-law, and being a 9-year convicted felon, like in prison for 9 years, my son-in-law was a cop. I got no problem with him being a cop. We need cops, you know. Look out on the damn news. You don't think we need cops? Think we ought to go back to anarchy? You know, defending ourselves? What about all the people who can't defend themselves? You know, all the women and children. Who's gonna protect them? You know, so we need cops. Them cops didn't lock me up. Them cops didn't make me break the law and catch that time. I did that shit. Why I gotta beef against them? I don't. You know? Oh yeah. A lot of people give me slack for being in prison, but I look at laymen, and when I call laymen, somebody ain't never been to prison. I look at them as soft and uninformed. I can smell maliciousness in a person a mile away. I can smell that shit through YouTube. You know, I can tell by what people putting in the chat, what they get in their heart. I I think I've been blessed with discernment. You know, I pray when I pray for myself. I don't pray for fortune, money. Uh, I pray for good health for myself, my family. Uh, I pray for discernment. That's something you can pray for. If you're a believer, you want to be informed. That's what you do. Pray for discernment. What's up, Wayne? Appreciate you coming in, bud. I'm doing good. I had a pretty good day. I went to the gym, worked out, uh, went shopping, cooked supper. We're packing up. We're gonna be moving a little bit over a month. Oh, what's up, Donna? Appreciate you coming in, love. Let's get you blued up, sweetie. Come on, man. What? Alrighty. Alrighty. Now, don't don't block nobody. Um, if people are harassing people in chat, uh, you can time them out, especially if they're coming after you personally. Time them out. Start small. You know, second time a little harder. Third time they ain't getting the message. Hit up a 24. Don't block anybody. Um, like I said, I believe in giving second chances. I have bad days. You know, I say stuff outside of my neck sometimes, and I regret it almost as soon as I say it. But you can't, you know, it's one of the days I teach people, man. You can't unsay something. You can't unring that bell. That's why when I'm arguing with people, especially people I really, really care about, I try not to call them names. Now, the exception to that rule is like freaking, I'll call him a dumbass, all kinds of stupid stuff, you know. But that's us. That's what we do. That's part of the entertainment at the freaking show. You know, we bust balls. Uh, I tease Fallon a little bit. I'm sure you might have seen it in there a little bit. Like when I'm going bullshit. That's me trolling Fallon a little bit. But she don't take it to heart. She just spins that over, rolls it in with what she's saying. Like I'm right in the argument with her. I might not even be paying attention. I just bullshit. You know, just busting balls, being a goof. Because I mean, if one of the things you're trying to do on your channel, be funny. People like funny. People like kindness. They like thoughtfulness. It's things that you help grow with your channel. That's the reason the majority of these people are here. Like Dougie Doug, he's one of the nice people I know. Like Backtrack Hooligan, Carrie, I just met her a couple days ago for the first time. I think we've been subbed up to you for a minute, 'cause I think we met at Flow Farms. I think that's where we met. But I'll go in there, and that's another thing too. I used to do the sub for sub thing, and I kind of sort of still am, but I got to see some effort from you because I know I'm subbed at this point at least 5,000 people, and if I was getting that kind of attention, my channel would be done blowed up, you know. So if I don't see you up in my channel after a moment, you ain't in my comment, well, turn that bell off. I don't like doing that. But then again, at the rate at which I'm getting notifications, I probably get between 300 and 500 notifications a day for people going live, creating content, you know, but it is what it is. And now there are certain people that I like so much, I'm not going to sub them. But then again, they probably not sub me anyway. It depends, you know. I got my interest. And if we hit it off, we shoot the shit, I get up on your panel and we get along well, I'll probably visit you on a regular basis, if not daily. You know, there's some people, you know, every time I see them live, I'm gonna be up in there. Go backtrack. If I see him live, I'm not gonna ignore him. If I'm messing around, see Doug likes doing late night live streams. I see him up there. I go up there and mess with his people. I with them for a while. He got a bunch of good people in there. He holds true to his intention. What he intends his channel to be, he holds true to it. Now, does it get a little chaotic in there? Or there's some little wild people up in there? Yeah. And they get on your nerves a little bit sometimes too. And he'll catch a little, like he had one guy, I don't know what was going on. That dude was just going all fucking chat. Kept like messing with people. And it was just a pain in the butt, man. Doug got him eventually. Unmodded him and all that good stuff. You know, but he handles his chat the way he wants it done. You know? That's what I respect everybody's channel. You know. That's just like Hussey. I know you know Hussey, Donna. I'm up in Hussey quite often, but I don't chat up in there because I don't want people to think I'm clout chasing. You know, Hussey's got a big following. He had 250, 300 people up in his chat. That's pretty impressive. But I don't want people thinking I'm there trying to snag them subs and stuff like that. That's not what I'm about anymore. I'm about solid connections with people, talking to people, getting to know them. I think this YouTube phenomenon, as far as that goes, is outrageously cool. Yeah, I mean, where else you gonna be able to meet 5,000 people and maybe get to know them? You know? Oh yeah, man. That's like I've got one best friend in town, and actually he's in Carolina Beach, and I'm in Wilmington. And, that's about all the friends I mess with. Now here in this apartment, I can say I got a couple friends. We don't really hang out a lot, but there's like Kim. She's like 3-4 doors down. She's got a dog. She's a widower, real nice person. But she's actually on the opposite side of the political scale. I thought she was the same as I am, and I think one day that she's not. I'm still her friend. She's still my friend. We still talk. I still care a lot about her. If I see her, she needs some help. I tell her all the time, if you need any help, let me know. What's up, Stats? Appreciate you coming in. Across the hall is Barbara. She's divorcee, I think. And I just met third floor. I didn't meet the girl who actually lives there. I met her dad. He was working on her car out there in the parking. I was loaning him a jack. Yeah, I'm an outgoing person. I try to meet people and I'm nice to people, but people see this girl. I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it real good, but When I get serious, I get angry. It shows. That's just 9 years of hell that just ain't erasable. So people, they give me a wide berth. You know, and it's not because of anything I'm doing, it's just how I carry myself. It's not violent. Hell, shit. I've been out almost 30 years and I ain't had a fight in 30 years. Last time I had a fight was in prison. Yeah. And because I'm shying away from none of it. I've offered a few. I called a few out. I didn't get no takers. But again, I'm not a violent person. I'm not mean. But if you rub me the wrong way, you want something, grab that cord and pull until we start this some bitch. Yeah. I actually like physical outfit. And we get some gloves, mouthpiece. I don't care if I'm out of my weight class. I'll give it a shot. I got away from competition, verbal. Yeah. Oh yeah, Donnie, you're sweet. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that myself. I've actually do more of that than I used to. I used to be on here all the time. Now I'm on here probably a third of what I used to be. Um, yeah, man, I hadn't even thought about Sarge. But I do miss old Sarge, man. He was a funny dude. And I miss Nitro too. I mean, we had one little dust up. Thankfully, it passed. And we're cool again. I don't carry grudges. It's just like that one y'all know who. She hates ground me freaking and Nitro walk on. I don't care about her that much. I've tried to polish it up with her. I don't. You know, we troll on freaking, but that's part of the entertainment. You know? And she definitely dug it out. I mean, if she can't take it, well, she asked for it. Oh yeah, but he was cool too. He was funny. Are you saying old people or old, like the whole group? Or you talking about old people like me? 'Cause I'm old. I'm 55, be 56 this year. But old people, man, they've earned it. You know, old people have earned the right, in my opinion, to be disgruntled, to be short, especially with younger folks, especially the young folks of today. They wouldn't get away with it in my day and time. It would be not melted snowflakes, be flat snowflakes. Yeah, but Sarge was funny. That's what it was really cool about Sarge. He was immensely funny. I tell a pretty good joke every once in a while. That man was funny every time you seen him, unless you done made him mad. You know, you know that's just crazy. You make Sarge, man. I got to switch my plug out here. I don't know if y'all can hear the TV or not. I might get a copyright for it. That'll be it. Dang, freaking need to bring his butt on. I've been on. Come on, get up. Been on an hour and 44. I don't know where he went shopping at. But, dang it. I'm fighting myself here. Trying to fix me some tea. I ain't had no tea in 2 days. I don't drink sodas. Coffee, tea, and water. I want to get around to drinking loose leaf tea. But I've come into the understanding that their tea bags, they shed microplastic particles. Well, you have a good night there, Donna. You're welcome here. Like I said, I'm gonna step over here and make my tea real quick.
Feeling the energy in person is a completely different thing than watching it on TV. Do I have any favorites? You can see
It's gonna be some super stuff.
I'll be the bit. They're bringing it all. It's gonna be pretty hard to decide, you know. I guess we're gonna have to find out. Tune in. Ready whenever you.
I'm gonna mix it in. And I drink like 3/4 of a pot of coffee every morning. That's when I stop. I don't drink it during the day. If I drink it at night, I'll get heartburn and be up all night too.
Because sometimes we feel guilty. Give more love.
Stuff halfway. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Now, what I seen, they said statistically, uh, based on age, of course, by the time we get up there, you got like 8 ounces, or no, 8 grams of plastic in your brain. That's equivalent to a plastic spoon inside your skull, got a microparticle. Now, I ain't done the research. I ain't looked at nobody's brain in autopsy. I'm taking stats off information I've seen somewhere else. But freaking taught me how to do a little fact checking and stuff. I think I do pretty good. Generally, I use my own discernment as to whether I want to believe something or not. Oh yeah, I actually want to start trying green tea. My mom got her some chamomile, thinks it helps her sleep. I want to try some green tea because I heard it has health benefits. And ever since I got my gallbladder out, I felt pretty good physically. I mean, I got to working out again and stuff. I actually enjoy it. Trying to ease back into it because I hurt my shoulder when I was young. I don't know what I tore, broke, or pinched or something. Throwing a baseball. I just was throwing it too hard and threw it out. And I can throw football, baseball a few times, and it'll do the same thing. It'll go back out. And I don't like boxing. Never have, never will. Especially after this pandemic we went through. I wouldn't trust the doctor half as far. I might control him a little ways. I wouldn't trust him half as far. Now, am I against the medical industry and all that? Kind of, sort of, but not entirely. You know, not all of them are bad people. But I believe that our medical industry really let us down in the pandemic. I really do. But not all of them. Some of them tried to tell us. They complained. There was actually 14,000 that came out against the vaccines and stuff, and they got silent. So in case y'all didn't know that, there was 14,000 doctors that came out, signed a petition, a letter. It was against the untested protocols that they just ignored, the rules they broke. But they had to swear them down. There was no treatment in order for them to fast track that stuff. There was. Well, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, that's the treatment. Fluids, rest, those are treatments. So there should have been no reason they should have fast tracked that stuff. I think everybody can see now that was a mistake. At the very least, I personally believe it was horrendously malicious what was done. I believe it has an agenda behind it, but I'm not going to divulge into that. I'm labeled a conspiracy theorist, but honestly, I'm running out of conspiracies now.
Lucas West, voicemail, how's it feel? Still having process six. Still back to those blind auditions.
But yeah, I didn't either. Think my mom did. I wanted to be wrong, man. I really did. I lost one of my best friends over that, and I was just trying to, get his impression of it, get his opinion of it and stuff. And I guess him and his old lady had argued about it or something, and they might have had different opinions, or maybe he's just a teetotaler and believing what doctors tell him. I don't teetotal believe in no damn body except for that guy up there. And I don't really try to push that on nobody. I do a little. I ain't gonna deny it completely. I will share what I have and what I believe with other folks if I think they're open enough to listen to it. But I'm not gonna browbeat you. I'm not gonna beat you with the Bible, scripture. I believe what I believe, and I believe you're entitled to believe what you want to believe. But I've done my research. I don't know who the Chelsea Sugar Company is. Oh yeah, you don't even get me started on McDonald's, man. I don't think this is a hoax. They're allowed to have 2% DNA, human DNA inside their meat. And during that special time of year when they got the McRib is allowed to have 6% human DNA. Now that could be I'm getting trolled majorly by somebody out there. I don't think so. Because your cereal companies and stuff like that, they're allowed to have so many parts per million of rat doo doo in your cereal. It's a fact. The people that are supposed to be taking care of us, setting our laws, regulating, they're not doing it for us. About that bottom line, who's signing their checks? Alrighty. Let's see what got going on chart. Alright, scoop this up. Alright, I'll let that thing charge a minute or so. about that. Rinse that pot out. Stop breaking. Charge it. You ready to get up here, or are you still shopping? Yeah, that right there will get me a copyright. Even though it's like the iPhone or something. Yeah, this thing cold as a block of ice. I think it's foreigner. Freaking got me a copyright the other night. I'm about to go back and I'm about to go back and edit that out of that long stream. Yeah, I think that's American Idol. Yeah, we're back outside. This thing got dark, yo. You here freaking or what? Are you still chopping? You chopping? But yeah, I was almost quit smoking. My nerves got tore up the other day. By my Bible study of all places. I go to Jake Johnson's Untethered Live. Uh, he's very versed in the Bible. Um, known him about 2 years, 2.5 years. He does reading straight from the Bible, just straight through it, the whole Bible. Uh, he does it on Sunday night, Monday night. And when I'm there, I'm in a different frame of mind. I go there to learn the word, study the word, so I'm not in the mood to be trolling or be trolled. And he just got a weird way he does it. Because what he does, he comes in, waits for everybody to get in, gives somebody a little time, and they'll shoot banter around. And he's not your traditional pastor, but he is a pastor of his little church there. Uh, but he's a little more like me than your average pastor. He'll cuss a little bit. He gets hot under the collar. You coming in disrespecting him, he'll get hot with you. He'll get short with you. You get blocked, timed out, whatever and whatnot. Um, I'll tell you real quick, you don't come in there trying to teach nothing. You could dare to learn, that's fine, but you don't come in there popping off what you know. And we had a difference of philosophy, and I got set straight on it. Um, I guess you could say I was wrong that night, because according to what the scripture says, God did create good and evil. Um, I have a philosophical way of looking at it, and it might not jive with the Bible, so um, it's more of a scientific way of looking at things, like light and darkness. Okay, um, you can't really measure darkness, right? So it doesn't really exist if you can't measure it, taste it, touch it. Yeah. So, but in the whole religious pantheon of it, it actually does, because um, my philosophy ain't all inclusive to it, especially for scripture goes. But I believe like darkness is the absence of light, you know, so it doesn't really exist, because you turn the lights on, it's gone. Kind of sort of the same thing with evil. Evil in my philosophical way of looking at it, it's the absence of good, you know. But in actuality, that's not quite enough to encompass the true measure of evil. Just like you can't really put it on the scale and weigh it. You can't fill a bucket up with it. Now, if you change the parameters of it and it's like, well, you cut off this many ears and put them in a bucket, that's evil. Yeah, I guess you can measure it to that extent. But that's only because I'm trying to like personally whitewash how I see things, you know. Um, but according to Scripture, God created good and evil. And having read the Bible a little bit, He did do some rough stuff. God, like Passover. I don't know how many of y'all know what Passover is. That's like the last um, punishment, curse, or whatever you want to say that God put on Pharaoh. Passover comes from the fact that you were to, during that time, as God had set out what He was going to do, He told His people to go slaughter a lamb, take the blood, put it on your lintels and your doorpost, like all around it, you know. And this will mark your home so that uh, death will pass you. You know, any house that didn't have that was going to lose their firstborn animal, or firstborn child, so on and so forth, right? So that's what Passover means. They passed over your house if you were protected by the blood of the Lamb. And see, that was before Jesus, but in that is very tied in with the whole story of Jesus. Because Jesus is the Lamb. He was the sacrifice for us all, in my belief. So don't get offended. But that's pretty brutal. Because according to what Scripture says, God hardened Pharaoh's heart. So that even though him and Moses were like brothers, he couldn't give in because God hardened his heart, made him stubborn, so that he could exhibit the abilities he had over life and death. And that's what Passover is. Um, and then they muddy the water with so many of these religions on top of each other, like Christmas, uh, Easter. Easter has nothing to do with Jesus per se. It's actually a pagan worship of Esther, and her symbols are bunny rabbit and an Easter and an egg. In case y'all didn't know that. 101, ha ha ha. Are you ready to get up here, Mr. Freakin'? What you old dear, and am I getting too religious for you there? Well, I'm not gonna shy away from it here, but I won't thump you on the head with it. I will share a little bit here and there, though, just to remind you that I am God-fearing Christian. I do believe, but I'm not gonna force it on folks. I won't be overly um, pushing it at y'all. So we'll draw it up and let that be the sermon of the night, a slight education about Passover, which was right recent, so it falls in time thing. Put your lotion on the skin, freaky. You fit the on string and wear them like a necklace. You mean I put them on? Now you too, Wayne. I thought I didn't catch you in time if you already left. Time, man. Are you letting autocorrect beat you up, freaking? Night Backtrack. Appreciate you coming in, keeping me company, brother. You getting up here freaking what, bud? I've been going 2.5 hours. Well, 2 hours and 5 minutes waiting on you. But I ain't drinking and embarrassing myself tonight, so I'm gonna leave this stream up. And I can use the watch hour, so I'll let it roll until you're ready, man. I hate to tell you this, you lost this one. But hey, before you leave, Backtrack, if you do more appearances, man, you'll probably add on more subs. Let people get to know you, because you're a pretty good old guy, man. And with them fishing strings, man, you need to get to a little more productive fishing ground. Even I can't keep them in my fishing chat unless I'm catching something. Look at that, freaking you #1. And you ain't typed 10 words hardly. You didn't understand any of that. You want to come up on the panel there, Backtrack? We can get you up here. I got the StreamYard out. We can save it for another night too, because I know everybody's not down with it. That saddens me at worst. That make me mad. It makes God a little mad. Doesn't make me mad. It makes me sad. I've met so many good people on here, and to be in the hereafter and y'all not there, that's gonna pain me. But I ain't give up. Just as surely as He touched me, I'm praying for Him to touch y'all too. Yeah, bring y'all in the fold. But I know coercing somebody to it ain't the way to go to it. That's why I try to carry myself in a good fashion, good manner, respect people, and share the good things I have, and that's one of the best things I got. In my opinion, there's not ever been a better man walk on the face of this earth than Jesus, Yeshua. Uh, God is the greatest, in my opinion. He done that which I know I couldn't. I would like to think I could sacrifice myself for others. In my opinion, that's the greatest thing a person can do is lay down their life so another may live. Like soldiers, cops, firemen. That's like one of the greatest things you can do. And for a long time, I thought that was the greatest thing you can do. But then I got to thinking about the whole God and Jesus thing. Jesus being the Son of God. I doubt I could sacrifice my child for anybody. So that's what makes that whole thing so amazing to me. And then the fact that Jesus knew that was the way it was going to be. Um, it's just amazing. And there's such correlation with the facts of the matter. And then there are the miracle events to it. Just like the whole fact that, like I said, the scripture we have in the King James Version is 66 books written over 1,500 years by 40 different authors. And it cross links and collaborates itself. Yeah, I don't know when I'll start getting close to running out because I did that 5 hour stream on StreamYard and I only got 2 going on tonight. I'm not really tired. Hopefully I'll sleep good tonight. I hadn't had any flour in about 9 days. That's partially intentional. I ran out. Supposed to get some more. I try to get it before my people come in. And see, that in itself is a little bit of a miracle to me because I didn't. So the whole time my people were here, um, I didn't have any smoke. So I wasn't all potted up, all high and shit. So I got to enjoy my family for the most part sober. Me and my son-in-law did share some liquor. We had some blackberry crown, and I tore in with a little bit of tequila. And I had such a good time, and I knew they was going home the next day, Saturday. So Friday night, uh, I done the math on it, freaking, since you're into statistics. I drank 250 milliliters of straight liquor. Uh, Pretty fast, too, 'cause I was slamming them back. Now I know my you can't come up at all, or you still ain't home yet. Talk to me. Who else is out there with freaking gawking at me like that, man? Don't be looking at me. You ain't gonna talk to me, man. You make me all shy. What's going on there, freaking man? You coming up or what? Because if not, I'm gonna go in yonder and make my bed and start doing, I guess, some diamond art. Just got to make sure I keep this thing charged up. It'll drop off on me. It loses damn charge so fast. I just had 44% in the time to me smoking a cigarette. I done lost 10%. Appreciate you coming in, whoever's out there. Hope you're having a good night, good day, depending on where you're at. Something else that I really enjoy about this. I got friends from all around the world. Uh, like halfway, I think. Yeah, he's in New Zealand. Freakin's in Canada. Uh, Susanna, she's in the Philippines. I had another fella in here tonight. I think it's a fella. Hard to tell some of these names. I think Junkar, he is in Saudi Arabia. But he's not the first I've had from the Middle East. I had another one that was from Dubai. Uh, Had another fella. I think he's uh, from the UK, but at the time he was in Israel when all of this Iran stuff popped off. Kind of interesting in the telling of his story. Anyway, what he does for a living is sell missiles. That's pretty crazy. That's what he that's what he does for a living. I mean, that's crazy. He flies around the world to different countries and our allies and sells them missiles for these missile platforms for air defense or anything that could be used as defense could be used aggressively for offense as well. So I bet you he has some heavy thoughts sometimes. He's selling missiles to folks, shooting them at people. The I got lots of friends from Africa, Kenya, I think Nairobi. Um, Man, I wouldn't be surprised. I got friends from India. Might have some from Pakistan. About anywhere the internet is. Japan. I got some stuff from Japan. Um, Russia, Netherlands, Switzerland, UK, of course, Ireland, Scotland. Mm, it's definitely more. I just can't think of them all. So many. I got so many people I'm sub to. It take me an hour and a half, 2 hours probably to get down to the bottom of my sub list. But I just go scrolling down through it. And there was a time my phone wouldn't even allow it. Me to get all the way to the bottom. It would stop around the keys. I couldn't go no further. Y'all done got all quiet, man. So, I done smoked a cigarette. What I'm gonna go do is make up my bed, and I guess I'm gonna start on some diamond art on that StreamYard. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I have to show it to y'all periodically. I get to monkeying around with this thing. Phone go wonky on me. It throw me out of my own screen. Been lucky about that. That hasn't happened to me yet. I heard a good joke today on the Instagram. Kid got suspended from school because he told his best joke. He asked his dad, "Did you want to hear it?" And he said, "Sure." So said there was this woman out there playing golf and came back to the clubhouse and complaining. She got stung by a bee. The groundskeeper asked her, "Where'd you get stung at?" And she's between the first hole and the second hole. And he said, "Well, your stance is way too wide then." Hey, Daisy, you would come in as I'm telling a dirty joke. Oh my God. I think that's just funny. Especially if you understand what he was implying and how it was taken. She was talking about the first hole of golf and the second hole of golf. That ain't what he was talking about. Appreciate you coming in there. I'd have noticed, because I was actually kind of perplexed with that name thing you're doing on your channel. I was like, man, this thing's aggravating. Oh, get out, man, because you got trolls that try to mingle up in there too, because YouTube throwing you new subs up in there and stuff, or new people. And I was like, man, this is like too much, but I do see the wisdom in it. I really do. Pretty smart. I don't think I'd have the patience to put up with that, dude. Just too active. I'm stacking up my little, I guess you would call it, techniques to expand your following. But it's gonna take me a second. But I'm gonna do me some diamond art here till freaking comes in. If he comes in, I ain't sure he's going to. I think he should. But if he don't, I gotta make my bed up a little bit because I've been kind of busy today. Halfway through. Yeah, I've been trying to be on the go today, try to stay motivated and active. And my room is a bit of a mess because we're in the process of getting our stuff straight so we can move. We're gonna be moving back to the Greensboro area in North Carolina. But I can certainly make my bed up. There. Because we have such a, I didn't mean to show y'all my butt like that. Sorry about that. Or my no butt. I don't have much of a butt. But this birthday I didn't make my bed up in a long time. Sorry about that. Showing y'all my butt again. Just about there. Put up my little backdrop there. I like my little comfy throws here. And this is one of my favorite ones. It's got 3 wolves on it. It's a little more neat and organized. There we go. Break up my little flat surfaces here so I can set things up on here. Like the camera. And my Chit device. I think I'll be alright a little bit. Hook that up. But to show y'all what I'm working on, this wolf diamond art. Catching a bit of glare from the phone. Got like a double glare thing going on there. There we go. Y'all can see it now. I think it could be right tight. I think I'll probably keep this one for sure. But I've got just a little bit of done up here. But I ain't been focusing on it because I did a lot of packing to do. I had company up from Wednesday to Friday. Little device thingy there. When y'all around this way, here we go. Better close up here. I gotta switch this around so I can read the chat. How you doing tonight, Miss Daisy? How you doing? Thank you. Oh well. Y'all chat or not chat, it ain't gonna make or break me. Do enjoy chatting with y'all though. It does make the stream go a little faster. But it's all good in the neighborhood. I'm gonna try to get me more color set up before I put them on there. I got to have that light. That is so small. Let's set that over there. Y'all go looking at my back again. Sorry about that. I think I'm gonna set you over there. Oh, y'all gotta look at my back. Let's see. I'm gonna try. See if I can flip my camera. It might shut me down. If it shuts me down, it's because I got a pretty slow phone. I'm gonna try to flip the camera around. That way I can let y'all get in the picture. See what I'm doing. Yep, y'all seen all that mess. That's what I didn't want to show y'all. This way y'all can see what I'm doing. Anybody wants to come up on panel, let me know. Who's out there? Talk to me. Is that you, Miss Daisy? Ain't never seen you up on nobody's panel. Do you do panels, Miss Daisy? Oh, Miss Daisy's mom. Let's see, that's 4. All right, I need F, and F is 2. That's a 4. I don't need the 4 just yet. 4 is you, so I don't need that. I need 2s. Let me bring this over here. Find the 2. That's 14. Someone gave me a notification. One difference about this, I can't see the chat on anything but my tablet. I have to check to make sure it ain't froze up. Nope, she ain't froze up. Ain't nobody chatting with me, man. Yeah, we got 5, 7, 6. Where is the 2s? 9, 7. Where are my 2s? There's the 2s. All right, 2s are F's. Let me jump just a couple of them out. Where's my wax? There's my wax. Load up my stylus here with a little wax. The ultimate I'd like to get where I can just smoke these things, just roll through them. They are pretty tedious. That's one of the things I excel at is getting into something and then improving the way I do it, making it more efficient. I don't know if the 2s already. Oh, there they are. That's not 2s. That's kind of gooped up there. All right. I'll just do this a little slower. Get something going on here. I got 4 trays. I can hook up 4 colors at once. That way it'll get a little more expedient. Put y'all up there in my peripheral. I can lean over a little bit here. These are 2s, and 2s are the F's. Got way too many of them out there, I think. All right. I'm looking for F's. This one's gonna be the hardest one I've done yet because I ain't got an inch into it and I've already used almost every color. I think it might be 3 I haven't opened out of 14. That means I've opened up, got 11 colors already spread out through here. That sounds like Mom's going to bed.
Night, nothing.
Night, love you. Yep. Going to bed. And I reckon I'll stick around probably for another hour. Anybody wants to come up on panel, chit chat. Well, if y'all just want to watch me do my diamond art, that's fine. Hello, hello out there. I think I spend way too much time in other people's live streams and watching their content. Need to devote more time to my channel so I get a little better at editing and making my live streams a little more enjoyable. I think I would like to have some music. I don't want to be fighting the copyrights. I'm getting strikes and such. Got my second strike Friday night because I played some Little John and Petey Pablo, I think it was. And it was some I didn't play it. Actually, freaking played it, but I allowed him to. So same thing, I guess. But I was a little drunk up, and as y'all can probably tell, I took that stream down. I need to watch it myself and see what I need to edit. I may have said some things that might offend some folks, and I don't want that out there because I don't like offending folks. Not my purpose in doing this. I like making friends and spending time with good people. One thing I like about this, like a great big, when it's like when you're on panel, it's like a great big old conference call. I think that's pretty cool. Man, I got two people out there and they don't want to chat with me for some reason. I get better at polls. I'm gonna start putting me some polls in. That's a pretty good question. Like put on polls. It'll be like conversation makers, icebreakers. Like, what's the prettiest place you've ever seen? Whether it be a house, a city, countryside, mountains, lakes, beaches. What's the most enjoyable thing you've experienced scenery wise? That would be a good topic for a poll. And I imagine it would be like a good art conversation. You can take it to a different level and what's the worst thing you've experienced? And that would be kind of a bummer though. I reckon it'd be best to keep it on upscale, upticked, uplifting topics. Like the best of the best. What's the best food you had? What's the most inspirational person you know personally? Who's the most important person to you? What's the most exciting thing you've done? Things like that. I got to figure out how to coordinate up with the poll. I believe I could do it, but I just have to focus. And I have to learn some more stuff. I don't have a problem learning. It's always better if you got some reference material, though. Someone's got some experience at it. Help you get through the bumps, difficult parts, show you the ropes, tell you the do's and don'ts of a situation. One of the best things content creators could do is not just go to other people's channels so you get them to come to your channel. Go to the successful channels and learn what makes them successful. Like Miss Daisy May here, she is very successful. But she is very charismatic. She's very polite. She plays lots of games and has engaging content. She draws. She's colors. She plays Where's Waldo. She plays Hangman and Grapple. Matching game. She does all kinds of stuff. She goes on walks. Shows off her little sweet doggy, Miss Little Daisy. I've already messed up my own parameters on this, but I wanted to keep track of the time I put in these things because part of the reason I like doing them is to get more efficient at it and challenge my time. Taking ones like this one and the butterfly in yonder. Butterfly is a 20 by 30 as well. And I can compare that one to this one, see which one I got done faster. And I always like better in time consumption, being more efficient at things. Yeah, I would like to get all this area here filled in to where I got it pulled down. It'd be pretty good and make some headway. What I'm trying to do is do these diamond arts only when I'm streaming. Or people can watch me doing it and maybe they get some enjoyment out of it. I like watching people do things. Watch Pat clean a bunch of wheat pennies today. I was in his chat for a couple of hours, I think. But now would be a good time to have some music so I don't have to carry the conversation. That's a big reason I got the stream going too, because it helps carry the weight of the channel. Someone else is talking to me, helping me generate conversation and keep the monotony out of the stream, the awkward silences. I'm fairly good at it, or at least I think I am. I do have the gift of gab. I can prattle on quite a bit. Does help when I got a little feedback from the chat. Hint, hint. Yep, it ain't froze up on me yet. Unless it's done it and I can't tell. You can probably hear my stomach growling. Probably sound like I'm hungry, but it's not. That's my digesting taking place. We had chef salad tonight. Something I've noticed since I got my gallbladder out there. My stomach has a tendency to get all gurgly. But at least it's not uncomfortable. It's just gurgly. And yeah, I like wolves. dogs. Actually, I like all animals. Even like cats, even though they are quite mischievous at times. They have a no meanness to them. How they go after birds and such and little critters. And they have it to the point where they'll do it for sport. But I don't suppose it's any worse than men, for sure, because men hunt for sport. Men do all kinds of stuff for sport. And it's just their natural instincts. Although it's kind of brutal with something that big, picking on something as small as a bird. But even some birds are not nice. It's like crows aren't very nice. You know, video commentary on how crows will land on an eagle's back while it's flying and pester it and peck it, try to bring it down. And the eagle don't even fight back. It just flies. And actually, according to that video, their defense against that is they'll just go higher and higher and higher. And as the air thins, the crow does not do so well up in the high altitudes. The higher it goes, the less air it is up there. And they will fall off, pass out. Eagle will never really turn around and fight. We got some crows around here. Wish I could catch them, but usually when I see them, it's early in the morning, and I'm not at my best in the morning for live streaming. Got to work on that. I do enjoy self-improvement. To be a little more organized. I get help if I went to bed earlier. I'm a late night owl myself. I like staying up late because it's quiet. Can hear myself think. As you can imagine, I had quite a bit of quiet time in my time. Literally, my time. Actually, 9 years I was locked up. I probably spent 3 years in solitary confinement. That is a test of your mentality right there. Determine whether you like yourself or not, that's for certain. If you don't like yourself, you are your own worst company. It would probably drive you nuts. I have seen people go nuts without human reaction. Well, they might have just been nuts. But people who are deprived of human interaction, it's inside and out too. People get deprived of human interaction, it makes them look crazy. Literally. They get shell shocked, what we call it. People get locked up in the hole, single cell, solitary confinement, in a 12 by 9 for 23 hours a day, because they got to let you out for an hour for exercise and a shower. That's usually 45 minutes of exercise and a 15-minute shower. That's law as far as the state of North Carolina goes, anyway. But I didn't go crazy in solitary. I actually appreciated it somewhat. When you're in solitary, you gotta watch your back so much. I mean, it ain't like you gotta watch your back at all, because, I mean, you're in prison. You always gotta watch your back. But the way the state of the country is, well, same thing. You gotta watch your back pretty much all the time nowadays. like home invasions, robberies, crimes of different kinds, races. One thing I don't like is racism, bigotry. I think racism is pretty stupid. To not like someone because of something they have no control over is pretty dumb in my opinion. I didn't get to pick what color I am. My parents did, but I didn't have no say in it. Best I can tell from my experience, nobody did. And there are those who believe in reincarnation. Yeah. And I'm not going to necessarily turn a look to it one way or the other. As surely as I have faith in the Bible, I've found no glaring inconsistencies. Inconsistencies that people think they see is misinterpretation on their behalf, I believe. Now, I recently have learned about the Ethiopian Bible having 88 books as opposed to 66, because they include Jubilees, the Book of Enoch, and I think about 22 others. I think the Ethiopian Bible's got 88 books. Now King James got 66. And it also has 40 authors. I'm not as versed with the stuff that's not in the King James Version. However, I do believe the Book of Enoch was written by Enoch. And one of the most interesting aspects of that, it's pre-flood, which means it was written over 5,000 years ago. And in that, it is pretty consistent with the rest of the Bible. It foretells of the flood, so it's pre-flood, the Book of Enoch is. And of course, it's pre-Jesus, and it also alludes to Jesus, especially if you learn how to understand the parables and the metaphorical way in which it's written. It tells of Jesus, it just doesn't call him by his name as we know it. But just like the interpretation of Genesis, you have to actually read the part where Jesus is talking, in which he talks about, I am the Word and the way. And in that context, if you go back to Genesis, it says, in the beginning, there was the Word. Now, based on what Jesus said, he is the Word. Therefore, he is there in Genesis. It just doesn't tell you his name as you know him as Yeshua or Jesus. And Jesus is not actually his name, that is, came after his time. Because if it had been his name, we wouldn't be called Christians. We would be called Jesusans or Jesusians or something like that. But at the same token, we're not called Yeshuans either. And that's actually his name, to the best of my knowledge. His name is Yeshua. Just like his title In some contexts, is the Christ. Some contexts, he's the Messiah, Savior, our Lord, the Son of God. I think it does have its convolutedness because it talks about Jesus and God being one. But again, the Bible is very metaphorical. And what I mean by that is like you can be considered one with another person. Like if you and I were one, that means we're like-minded. We act the same way. We carry ourselves the way. We speak the same way. We think the same way. Therefore, we are one. But in actuality, we're two. So it's metaphorical. But in the metaphysical, we might always be one. I don't know if we will have our individuality in the hereafter. It doesn't give great detail what they mean by everlasting life, whether we will remember our time on earth or not. If I had to chant something, or a guess, if you will, I don't think we'll remember it all. Because not all of it is good. Can't really picture heaven being heaven if it's not all good. So I'm not sure. This is just my speculations. This is not scripture. This is no teaching I've had. That's one of the things that makes me lean the way I have. I can actually grip and grasp a lot of the scriptures. I can see the application of pretty much the majority of it, whether it's metaphorical or philosophical. I do need to study more. When I go to Bible study twice a week, pretty much a pastor reads the Bible straight through, by the way, front to back. Not all in one sitting. He does the books in order and reads a little bit of each book. Well, reads each book a little bit at a time until he gets all the way through them. We just finished Exodus, which was about the 40 years they spent in the wilderness. And Sunday, God willing, we will be starting with Leviticus. And Leviticus is the law, where all the things you're not supposed to do are written down. And there's some pretty brutal stuff in all of it every once in a while. A lot of people have their different qualms about the scriptures, teachings. A lot of people have a hard time with the harshness with God dealt with people in biblical times. But as God can undo probably anything he does, he is above reproach. He is our creator. He is the Heavenly Father. And to question him is like a child questioning an adult. Not as if the child can't have a cogent, coherent thought. But in the real scheme of things, child can't have all the equal thoughts of an adult. They lack the experience, the wisdom, and application of life on a day-to-day basis. As a child, they just ain't got the experience. In the same token, every person has the ability to see things in a different way. And I swear, y'all is just not chatting at all no more. Apparently, I'm all alone. I think that one person that's in chat is me. Oh well. Let's see what my time's looking like. We're looking at almost 3 hours. But that's okay. Ain't like I can't spend a little time with myself. I love myself. But I am going to flip the camera around, show y'all my junk there. Y'all messing my tools up. All them dang tools. Just like the tools. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Ta-da! This old freaking ain't gonna come up there. Chickened out. I guess he's seen the error his way. I guess I could call it 3 hours. That way I can go hang out with somebody else. Somebody hanging out with me. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, folks. Since everybody has called it a night on me and everybody's left the chat, guess I'm gonna call it a night myself as far as the live stream goes. We're gonna shoot for an even 3 hours. So I got around a minute and a half. Maybe go check on my key. Maybe pull it out of the freezer. Should be cold enough to drink now. Still a little warm. Try it out. See. Yeah, I can deal with that. All right, we're down to the last minute here. That being the case, I'm gonna bail up out of here in about 30 seconds. Oh, got somebody in there. Who's out there? Who's out there? Talk to me. Getting ready to shut her down. Anybody wants to hang out? Chad, come up on panel. What's up? Otherwise, I'm going to shut her down. Anybody want to chat? Oh, okay, Petrie, what's up, man? Not sure where we met, but I kind of remember you. I can get my other tablet and get you a blue suit. I'm gonna be shutting down here in a minute or two, but I'll let you stick around. Let you come in here and bless me with your presence. I'm all right. I'm actually pretty wonderful. That's gonna be my new go-to thing anyway. There you go. Got your blue suit. It's just me and you here right now. Oh, wait a minute. Got somebody else in here. Well, like I said, I'll hang out a minute if you want to chat with me. I'm not opposed to it. I've got somebody else there. See, one of these, see how you got, look, it's three in chat. I'm one of them. 'Cause I got my two devices going on so I can monitor chat. My phone don't do so well when I try to mod people up and stuff, so I have to have two devices going. And it helps me when I'm trying to read chat and it gets flowing, because I get more chat surface area to see. Run the two devices. And like I said, if I try to do too much on here, I only get to see two sentences at once. And if I go to scrolling around, I'll bump something, like time somebody out, or So yeah, you're welcome. And just like I said, hey, like I tell everybody else, I mod up pretty much everybody because I pretty much meet good people everywhere I go. Should the troll pop in here, you're free to defend yourself. The main reason I like mod everybody is so can't nobody time each other out and stuff like that. I don't want mayhem going on. But if someone's unmodded, they come in and they start trolling me or other people. If they're trolling me, don't worry about it. I'll see it and I'll take care of it. I got one managing mod right now, and that's freaking. We're the only ones authorized to block people. I don't like blocking people. I believe if you're a pain in the butt today, well, maybe tomorrow you won't be. Maybe you're just having a bad day. So it's very well possible. I've known her quite a while. She's pretty good at getting good people. She does get trolls too. And that's one of the dangers is modding up a troll. So that's why I mod everybody pretty much if I know you, if I recognize you. But I'm not afraid to mod anybody pretty much because if they do block somebody, I check my list. So, oh yeah, I love her. She's so sweet, especially with little Daisy. Uh, but I try to be nice when I'm up in her chats. Now, other people's channels, the rules a little different. Trolling's allowed a little bit, and I'm cool with it. As long as it's not really malicious, you don't get super personal, you don't go real world, you don't talk about people's family. But then again, I don't want people trolling each other in here if they're not a mutual thing, you know. So, so with that being said, it's like I said, if someone comes in harassing you and they ain't got blue, you can defend yourself. Start out small, give them 60 seconds or whatever first, and they keep coming back at you, give them 5, 10, 30 minutes, you know, use your discretion. But if they keep coming at you, or if they're being very vulgar, very vicious, just downright despicable, hit them with the hard 24. Just don't block nobody. I'm a little more lenient that way because I've had bad days. I've said and done stupid things in the real world and on YouTube. I'm trying to better myself. I would like to have a platform where everybody's welcome, everybody's nice, everybody's sharing and loving. But not everybody is of that mind, you know. But just because they might not be in that same frame of mind, don't mean they can't grow into it. And if you Yeah, I'm a little nosy like that too. Um, Not so much nosy. I'm just curious to see what someone else thought was inappropriate. I personally, see, I've got a record. I was locked up 9 years, so there's not like anything that's gonna offend me personally. I've seen the worst humanity can offer. I was in prison for 9 years, murderers, thieves, you name it. So I've seen pretty much the worst of humanity. I'm sure there's worse people out there, but I've been with some bad, bad folks. Murderers, rapists, thieves, pedos. I've been in there. I've seen them. Drug dealers. Seen some weird stuff too. One of the smartest people I ever seen was in prison. And it was actually sad. That guy was, this was on a youth camp way back a long time ago. He was like 18, 19 years old. And that fella caught 10 years for breaking into a department store. And he stole a whole pickup truck full of Legos for his little brother. And when I say this dude was smart, last time my IQ was checked, it was 131. Uh, this guy's IQ was like two something. I want to say like 230. But while he was super smart, he had like zero maliciousness in him. He was such a nice guy. He had no meanness to it. He was simply a victim of the system. He probably would have benefited a lot more with counseling or something. Based on what we knew about him anyway, he didn't deserve to be where he was with murderers, rapists, drug dealers, thieves, pedophiles. And in there, you don't really know what people are in there for unless they tell you. You might have access to some records and stuff. I personally was in there for robbery with a dangerous weapon. That didn't hurt anybody. Scared some folks. That didn't hurt anybody. But this is not in my defense. I was young. I was incarcerated at 17. I got out when I was 26. I've been out ever since. Ain't broke the law since. I'm 55 now. It is. It actually is pretty scary. I was already saved, but when I caught my time, I got saved again to pretty much make sure. Like I said, I was doing bad things. I was raised a Christian in childhood. I had a hard childhood. I was an abused child from the time I was in the cradle before I could walk, talk, roll over, crawl. I was abused. I've had five stepfathers, one stepmother, and she was actually worse than all the stepfathers. And I don't hate her. We actually spoke, oh, probably 20 years ago. I don't hate her. I understand she was abused as a child. This was in the country, small town, and she was from way out in the country. And her people were farmers, very redneck, very backwards, very abusive. She went through some hard stuff. And being a female, women can't take abuse, men can. Not that that's what they're built for, they just handle it better. But it's still done a number on me. And they're all passed now. My dad's passed. My stepmother's not. My real mother's not. But I think all my stepdads have passed. Yeah, pretty sure of it. But it is pretty scary because they lock them doors. You're in there with nothing but the worst of the worst. The guards on the outside the gates. One camp I was at, it was like 70 people in one dorm, bunk beds all the way around the place. And they had 2 officers, and they had 2 dorms. So it was a total of like 140 people with 2 people taking care of them, watching over them, keeping them from killing each other and stuff like that. And that is not enough. Because what 2 people gonna do against 140? Not a whole lot. They're gonna call for backup. They're not even allowed to carry sticks. They had mace in their mouth, in their hands and feet. Yeah, it was crazy. That was back when I was first starting my time out. I was 18 when I hit that camp. And we had just shipped in from another camp, and this was my first taste of what you would consider big time prison. At camp, excuse me, camp had like 500 people, and I have seen the whole yard in riot. You're looking at maybe 200-300 people out on the yard, crowding around, people fighting everywhere, and it was pretty scary. You got all manner of weapons, shanks, razors, weights, horseshoes, and just bare hands. I mean, I knew one guy named Tim. That's what he was in prison for. He beat somebody to death with his bare hands. He was a big boy. He was a nice guy, though, actually. Can't remember if somebody done something to his sister or his girlfriend. But he lost it and he beat him to death. He caught 30 years for that. But I seen some of the worst. There's one kid, he was in there for killing his girlfriend, fiance, and she was preggers. So he got 2 murder charges for that with a shotgun. That was pretty bad. And a couple other people that done people in with like baseball bats, hammers, knives, cutting people, rapists. I knew a dude that was in there for raping dudes. Uh, no, we got somebody else out there. Oh yeah, when it goes into riot mode, we actually started a riot in that one dorm. We were playing a damn game, like roughhousing. You know, it's like you beat each other up and stuff like that, but you're not really punching in the face and stuff. That's like pretty much the only rule. Don't punch in the face, don't punch in the balls. And it was like a tag team thing. You had a partner, and everybody else had partners. So it's like 2 on 2, on 2 on 2, on 2 on 2. You know, so it's many teams of 2. And the only time you really had a bad time at it was when the 2 of them caught you alone. And it would just be, you know, just beating each other up without punching in the face. Uh, kind of like wrestling, tag team type stuff. No real damage was done. I'm sure some bones were broken. Matter of fact, I think I got some cracked ribs. Had my eye messed up, but that's when the riot started. And that's what started the riot. We was playing that game. You know, the whole bunch of people in that area that were from Charlotte. That was like the largest gang. We ran into him. One of the guys that was playing the game, he was from Charlotte. And the majority of them wasn't even involved in the game. It was only like 2 or 3 of them that was actually in our little game. And me and my partner had caught that one guy, and I was holding him while Jesse was just like punching him in the arms and in the chest, you know. But Jesse was a big boy. He was left-handed to boot. He was oiling that boy up. I mean, it was hurting my chest when I was holding him. It was hurting my chest. He was hitting so hard, and it made the dude mad. So he went and stirred up his cohorts from Charlotte. Next thing you know, all of us guys who had shipped in that day, we kind of stuck together, and it wasn't like maybe 8 to 10 of us on one side, and it was like, I don't know, 15, 20 on the other side from Charlotte. And it was like real teaming up. There wasn't no play at that. People used Rogan, teaming up on people. I had run in with like 2 or 3 people in that. I was trying to watch my buddy's back because he's actually the one that set it off. He was a black guy, and he said, if anybody messes with this white boy, talking about me, has a problem with him, you got a problem with me, and let's get it on right now. And that set the whole thing off. Next thing you know, we got like a third of the dorm, or a little better, fighting all at once, all over the whole dorm. Everything is in there is concrete and steel. So we got to wrestling around, and I caught the edge of a bunk across my eye. And all your focusing muscles, they're all on the inside of your eyeball. And it cut them off. So I couldn't focus for a while. I had to go to an eye doctor for it and stuff. And I couldn't focus real good with that eye for a minute. But the guy who done that to me, I greased him up pretty good. Technically, I won that part of it. And then there was another guy while I was fighting him. And when we broke up and I started backing up, this other cat was behind me and he stuck me in the back of the head. Then another guy who didn't ship in with us, he was like 5'6", but built pretty good. And he wore that dude out. When he seen what that dude did, he turned to him and said, man, that's messed up. He wasn't even looking. You stole it. And then he was like, because the dude was short, he thought he had a win, so he run up on him and Kerry, that was his name, Kerry. Kerry beat that boy in like 5 seconds. He hit him so hard, so many times, that boy was out on his feet and just like sinking down, and just Kerry was beating him all the way to the ground. All you heard was thump, 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 thump. He beat the snot out of him. That was pretty cool. And he didn't have nothing in it. He just, that wrong dude braced him, got in his face, and got the hell beat out of him. We ended up about 10, 13 of us went to the hole. That was my first encounter with solitary confinement. It was what it was. It was a learning experience. I learned a lot of stuff. Not all of it bad, not all of it good either. I grew up in there, put it that way. Like I said, I got locked up at night. I was 17. I got out when I was 26. But yeah, I grew up in there. But I beat the statistics. In the state of North Carolina, where I'm from, the recidivism rate is 80%, which means 8 out of 10 people go back. I've been out almost 30 years. Hey, Caleb, appreciate you coming in, love. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it, although the work times, it wasn't so bad. I had people taking care of me out on the streets, sending me money. Around Christmas time, you get packages, and they would send me lots of packages. So I made lots of friends around Christmas. Being generous to folks endears people to you, so it wasn't technically like buying my way in or through, but I made a lot of friends. because I was generous. I've always generous. And, you know, I fit in good after that point. I didn't discriminate, stuff like that. I hung with everybody. And I've always a straight up person. I am still now. And I guess it sounds weird. I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be who I am today without that experience. There's a lot like going in the military. Not quite with like the boot camp aspect of it, but it kind of sort of is because you got to have the bunk made by a certain time. You wasn't allowed to lay on your bunk. You had to get up, go out, get on the yard. Uh, Once you were assigned to school or a job, you had to participate like that. You just disobeyed orders and locked you up, stretch your time out. They'd give you, you know, that old law, they would cut your time in half. And I had 20 years. So they cut my time in half to 10. I worked off probably 2 years, but I got in trouble so many times, I ended up getting about a year of it back. So I could have got out in 8 instead of 9, but I ended up applying for some of the good time back by good behavior and staying out of trouble and requesting the time back. Not all of it. I could have got more of it back. I had some asshole uh, captains, and they refused to give it back. Just they was assholes. But again, like I said, it wasn't all bad. It's like when I got in the honor grade, I got to work on road squad, and it wasn't under the gun, which meant we went out with the Department of Transportation, and we'd cut right of ways, shovel asphalt, all off dead carcasses, pick up trash, all kinds of stuff like that. And like I said, you got to go out in the real world, and you wasn't under the gun because it's honor grade. I was actually on road squad. Well, it was brown clothes, which is medium cuts is what they call that. And you are under the gun. That's when you go out and like chain gang. There's no chain. They they call it like the chain gang because they'll have 3 officers armed. One will have a shotgun, one will have a rifle, and there'll be a pistol guy. In case you were to leave, they're gonna shoot you. I actually seen someone get shot doing that. Tried to take off and they got shot. But even though that was in honor grade, we were going back to school. That's something else I got in there too. I went to 3 different community colleges. Went to Richmond Community College, Surrey Community College, Rockingham Community College. I learned quite a bit. I took carpentry 2 or 3 times. I took cabinet making twice. Took brick masonry, small engine repair, upholstery, office management, AutoCAD, VP Planner, WordPerfect. Also took physics and human relations. But I didn't get no degrees, which really sucked. None of that really counted in the real world. Experience did, and I'm what I would consider a master carpenter. I mean, it's a few tools I have never used, like a lathe. I could. We have one, we just didn't mess with it. It's too dangerous. Crazy inmates to be around. But every other tool I got to use and then learn how to use, learn how to lay brick, block. Plus, I worked on the road squad. I worked in the kitchen. I worked in the barber shop. I actually learned how to cut hair in there. I mean, I could cut black people's hair. I could do a flat top, a fade, cut parts, learn how to braid. That was crazy. We had this one white dude. I braided his whole head with little plaits. It was like little pigtails everywhere, you know. It was crazy. It took a long time to do that, but I plaited them. He looked like a little Medusa. But it was crazy at the time, man. like I said, I wouldn't change it because it would change who I am. Um, but like I said, I believe I had God on my side in there because I didn't get raped. The only time I got stabbed, we were playing. Uh, accidentally poked my buddy, and he was hell bent. He was gonna poke me back, so I just said, "Here, stab me, get it over with." You know, so I could quit trying to dodge it. Oh yeah, I definitely learned from that experience. I learned to err in my ways for certain. So like I said, I've been out 28 and a half, almost 29 years. I got out. The worst part of it was that when I got in, caught my time, my girlfriend was pregnant, and my daughter was born while I was locked up in jail. And when I caught my time, like I said, I caught 20 years, ended up pulling 9. So she was 9 years old when I got out. So that's like the worst thing of it. She suffered and without a dad for 9 years, or without her real dad anyway. She had 2 stepfathers, and they were both pieces of shit. And I ain't found a way to make that up to her yet. And short of going back for what I do to them, I can't make it up to her. But like I said, now I have 3 grandchildren. She turned out great. She's a registered nurse. Just got to visit with her last week for the first time in like 3 or 4 years. They live 21 hours from here, straight through. Like you drove, take you 21 hours to get there. So I don't get to see them very much, and they're very busy supporting 3 youngins. My son-in-law, believe it or not, is a cop, and he's a badass too. Came up, we went to the gym, and they all 3 put me to shame. I used to work out a lot more than them because they put me to shame. I'm gonna get back to it. I hurt my shoulder when I was before I went in there. I was like 14 when I hurt my shoulder throwing football, baseball. And I threw it out. So it always gives me a problem. So I get to working out too much. And I re-injure it, and I just have to leave it alone. And it's really a messed up time. I won't be able to sleep good because I always like just predominantly the side I sleep on. So when it's hurting, I have to sleep on my back or my other side. But like I was saying, my grandsons and my son-in-law, they all put me to shame. My youngest grandson, he's 16 years old, man. He can bench press 265 pounds like he owns it. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm open about all my life. I have nothing to hide. I'm not proud of this stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I served my time. Got out. I had like 47 days left on my sentence. I had 47 days of parole. But when you do come back, we can talk some more. Uh, just like I said, it's a live stream. Uh, StreamYard, so it's a panel actually. I just had nobody up here tonight. I do appreciate you coming in, and I will make sure to visit up on your channel a little bit. I'm a reciprocal YouTuber. You come visit me, I'll come visit you. But I'm glad you had a nice time here to listen to my chat. I appreciate you spending your time with me. Help me stretch my live stream out, get me some watch hours. That's the main thing I need is watch hours. I'm also here for friendship, so glad you enjoyed it. Appreciate you coming in. Have a good night. I'll give you my sign off phrase. It's walk with God and live in love. You know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you and yours. I try to love everybody. But Miss Kayla Boo, if you're out there, you got any questions you'd like answered? And do some chatting. I remember, I think it was last time I was on your channel, and I'm sorry about this because I got so many subs. I think it was on New Year's. I think you were drinking. I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken because I do have quite a few female subs and subbies. So I'm not perfect with my memory. I try to work to it. But let's see what we're looking at. Yep. But unless you want to chat or come up on panel and chat or whatever, I'm gonna wrap it up because it's a lot easier when I got somebody to talk to or got questions. And I've been going for like 3 hours carrying the conversation by myself. I came on here so me and Freaking could have a dispute, but he went shopping and he works. Got to get up early in the morning, so I think that's why he can't get on the panel tonight. So with that, I will say appreciate you coming in, and hope you have a blessed time, blessed night, good night. And like I said, my motto is walk with God and live in love. Do unto others you have them do unto you and yours. With that, I'm going to call it a night. Love you.